To be given the crown of the #1 overall quarterback prospect, it is also giving you a lot of expectations and a lot of pressure. Many top teams think you're going to be the one to save their program or to give them their next era of success. And on top of that, the weight of the NFL and the expectations to be a top draft pick also exist. Today, we follow 25 #1 overall quarterback prospects to see if they can succeed and live up to the #1 status, or will they crumple under the weight of the expectations. Welcome new and returning viewers, it's College Football 27, Titus Davis, your first #1 QB prospect. It's going to be a bust, but he's headed to Ole Miss star development. And for those of you who are new here, quick little explanation on what we do. We follow these 25 prospects, and what we will go through is their entire careers and spectate any games in which they are starting on a playoff team. So it didn't take very long, only the second year. Titus Davis is already, as a redshirt freshman, a starting quarterback. Danny Montgomery, our second quarterback of the video, heads to Oregon, will not be a starter, but we already have a starting quarterback very early on. Typically it takes a couple of years. Keyshawn Thomas, our third one. We have to obviously wait for the guys to get into the world of college football and get to a starting opportunity for that to really materialize, but it happened faster than usual. Titus Davis, already in his first season as a starter, was a Heisman finalist, and you get a little look at the Heisman Trophy ceremony here, which I think is a really cool addition. And unfortunately for Titus Davis, does not take home the Heisman Trophy, but he will be headed to the playoffs and a real hot start here, as he might be a bust, but he had star development. He was a pretty decent overall and wins Freshman of the Year with a very impressive season. So we're getting into some playoff action already. Ole Miss, 4th seed, first round bye. They'll be taking on a underdog Kansas State team who was number 20 in the country, got the 12th seed, won in the first round over Duke, and we kick things off here with a 15-14 game as Davis will throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. Once again, for new viewers, it's the third installment of this. Did it in College Football 25, and my YouTube skills were a little lackluster. Did it in College Football 26 last year, much improved, and now we're looking to improve upon the concept this year and give you guys the best experience we can, as at the end of the video as well, we'll go through all like deep stats and graphics and all this other stuff to kind of chart what all these quarterbacks were able to do. So there's a lot to really unpack here as a throw short. Cook gets a nice block, and we'll set up 3rd down and 2 after a gain of 8. Davis spreading the field, throwing quickly, and got the completion for the first down. So down by 1 with 8.5 to go from the 40 as they'll go play action, and the running back goes down. Davis moving. Davis gets rid of it and out of bounds. A nice job to get rid of the football, not take a sack there. 2nd down and 10. Another play action. Lightning to get Davis on the move. Good strategy since he is one of the more prolific rushing threats in the SEC at quarterback. 4-man rush on 3rd down. And Davis will try to run, but he can't get far. No gain. You can see -9 rushing yards, so they've held him in check and gotten the pressure in as a Kansas State, being the number 20 seed, you got an uphill battle. You weren't even expected to win your first round game, and here you are winning in the 2nd round over a top 4 seed as K-State throwing off play action. He'll scramble, he'll slide close to the line, but it's 3rd and inches as he got it from the 40. Quick handoff, and up the middle with a spin move. Gets him for 13, and Fields into Ole Miss territory. Counter run. It was a delayed handoff and a big hit. Levels him. 3rd down and long. After an unsuccessful first 2 downs, they got it on 3rd down all the way to the red zone. And a nice play action. Pressure in, gets it out short. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. 2 plays, 2 yards, 3rd down, run, read option, keeper, they weren't expecting it. And he's got it all the way inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, and a speed option. Keeper, quarterback, up right into the end zone. And a touchdown, Kansas State. It's an 8-point game, still 1 score, but just 2.5 to play for the Heisman candidate, Titus Davis, to try to pull something off here. Got to go 84 yards at under 2.5 now. 3rd and 2 at the 2-minute warning as the running back picks up a rusher, and it allows Davis time to scramble, and Davis got the first down very comfortably, as he's got his boys in position to try to pull off something incredible here. It's a crosser over the middle into K-State territory, flipping the field from their own 35 to K-State's 38, and Davis taking a shot deep, and what a ball! Touchdown! Incredible! As we could tie this game up now. Job not finished yet. You got to get the 2-point conversion. 4 receivers all left. And Davis throws it left. Got it for 2. And K-State takes it to overtime. And what a first game. We got overtime here in the first game of college football 27. As the Wildcats get a completion. No gain. 25-yard line as play action. Trying to step up and run. He's got space, and he'll get a very solid 8 yards. Handoff. That looks like a tight end. I think they went hurry up just to try to catch him off guard. And, well, I'd be caught off guard, too, if they handed it to a tight end. In a third down situation, they did it again. Didn't catch him off guard quite as much as a QB draw, and they ran through the wrong lane. The defense went one way, and the quarterback went the other gap. Got it for the score, and Ole Miss now needs a touchdown to respond. A 6-yarder to start. Handoff, what a hit! Loses 3. And Titus, what do you got here? 3rd and 7, scrambling, that's a lot of room. Davis going for the end zone, he's got it. Touchdown. And Ole Miss will go to a second overtime where they'll get the ball first. And Titus Davis, yeah, he's playing one heck of a game right now in the 4th quarter and overtime. Completion here. We'll get him for 5. That incredible throw at the end of the 4th, and then that run to get him into the end zone. What else does Davis have up his sleeve? 3rd down and inches. Big play here. They send the rush and throw outside off target. I think it was a little bit of a miscommunication. And on 4th and inches, they're kicking the field goal. I think he could have considered going for it there, but they'll take their 3-point lead. Now Kansas State, first play of their drive. Quick slant, throwing. Got it, caught. Breaks up the tackle. Walk off. Touchdown. And the Wildcats pull off the upset as they have went from barely getting into the playoffs all the way to the Final Four. And a disappointing finish for Titus Davis, who throws for 3,300 yards, 29 touchdowns, 2 picks, also added 11 rushing touchdowns on his season. What a year for Davis as he'll come back a +6 overall, well deserved for his season, as Danny Montgomery still going to be on the bench in his next year. But new incoming freshman Keyshawn Thomas goes to Ohio State. Star development, but pretty buried on the depth chart. Next guy up, Marco Boone, dual threat out of North Carolina, 6'5", 86 speed. Pretty nice skill set there. And Titus Davis, after the next season, is back in Heisman talks. Back-to-back years as a Final Four candidate. Didn't get it done last year. Will it be this year for Titus Davis, as he is listening in to see it won't be his name called? So Titus Davis, I mean, hey, credit to him for being a Heisman candidate in back-to-back seasons in his first 2 years as a quarterback, but he is going to have to just settle for 2nd place right now, as he'll have his Ole Miss squad in somehow, someway, a rematch in the 1st round. Yeah, crazy how that all unfolds. Well, this time it's not going to be a 2nd-round neutral site matchup. It's K-State at home, 8 seed versus 9 seed. And could Titus Davis get a little bit of revenge? Wasn't able to win the Heisman this year or last year. Wasn't able to beat Kansas State last year. Will it be the similar trend? Will he fall to K-State in the playoffs once more? He's up 17-14 right now as Wildcats with the ball, throwing in coverage, and a nice job to break that one up. 3rd down and 2 at the 47. Ole Miss, and that's a nice stop in the ground game. And they'll punt it away. As this punt, we don't often show punts, but when we do, it's because of good ones like that, pinning him at the 2-yard line. As the handoff in his own end zone, he takes it out, makes a move, gets past a defender. Oh, you have no way! It's a 98-yarder. He's not going to be caught, and it's a touchdown. Ole Miss, 98 yards, and the big play on the road, that's going to silence and stun a crowd to watch him in the playoffs. Get a 98-yard touchdown to go up by 2 scores, and our first humongous play of college football 27. It's not often you see guys take it from that distance, but we will enjoy it anytime we can get it. Is another run here. This time Kansas State, they're having a big run. Not quite 98 yards. We'll take it to the 37, needing at least to get 3 on the board, but they don't have to worry about 3. Make it 7. And we really got to do something about these DBs at Ole Miss trying to tackle receivers. That's the second one that could have been, a moderate gain, but turned into a big touchdown. You obviously remember last year's overtime. It was just a simple slant, and he took it all the way off a broken tackle as Davis taking a shot deep, incomplete. 24-21 your score, 3rd down and inches, handoff, and a 1st down, 6 minutes to play, and clock moving as they'll go run again. And after a 98-yarder, he's ready for more. He's got 212 on the game, and Davis on the run, he also is a threat. So the rushing attack, top to bottom, has been spectacular, adding to his total, looking for another one. He's averaging also like 15 plus yards a carry. It is ridiculous. 3rd down and 2 as the handoff, and this time they got him in the backfield for a loss, and they'll have to punt it away. So K-State, 4 minutes to go, and how about more big runs, more big action in the ground game? 48-yard line now. Pass in a contested area is going to get him 4. He does hang on to it, but 2nd down and 6 on the play action as he'll throw on the run. 2 defenders there. Can't reel it in. Tough one to make. 3rd down and 6. 3 minutes to go. And he needed it, but he doesn't get it. And they'll punt it away. Pin him inside the 5 again. Well, that might not even matter because look at their ground game. The backup running back for a first. Davis on the screen, and the receiver just didn't catch it. Wasn't ready, I suppose. I don't know. 2nd down, though, and it broke it up. And you kind of need to run the clock here a little bit. I mean, you've already saved them 2 timeouts. A 3rd down and 10, Davis. Man, that wasn't very well done on that drive. You had 2 incompletions, so Kansas State gets to hold on to a timeout, and now the 2-minute warning is also here at the 38-yard line, needing a field goal. Could we be in for another overtime game as Davis has to just watch from the sidelines, hoping his defense can get a stop here. 4th and 2, wide open man out of the backfield. And this is getting scary. Will it be heartbreak again for Davis as K-State just dinking and dunking their way down the field, methodically moving. 39-yard line of Ole Miss, already about in field goal range. Look at the wheel route sneaking out. And now at the 22, is it going to happen again? And zone, what a grab! Touchdown, Kansas State. They got the lead with a minute to play. Davis, what are you prepared to do? Well, let's see what the special teams can do first with just a minute 09 to play. Taking it from inside the 5 and gets his blocker set up the lane over the middle and opened up, and he's not even gonna be touched. Gone. Touchdown on the kick return. And in just 10 seconds, they answer with a touchdown of their own, and Davis doesn't even have to step onto the field. Kansas State now, they got to do even more. Can they go and find a scoring drive again? Quickly out of the backfield they go. They've been just leaving that to them wide open every single time. 49 seconds to play, and another first, and he doesn't get out of bounds, so they'll burn their final timeout. But 48-yard line, as they're only maybe 10 yards away from field goal range. That ball off target. 40 seconds, 2nd and 10, as he'll rush and get him down. Had to get rid of that ball, and he wasn't able to. That's a really bad play on his part as they're hurrying it back to the line. 24 seconds to play, 3rd and 15, and got rid of it this time. The pressure from Ole Miss dialed up. 4th and 15. Gets rid of it. It's short of the line. They wrap him up. And that's going to be game. Titus Davis gets his get back. It was not a pretty game from him. 7-20. But we'll take it as they go on to the 2nd round. Taking on Oklahoma. It's impressive that your Heisman candidate quarterback can put up a stinker, really. Like that's really just what it is. Put up a stinker like that and you're still able to win. A field goal to kick off the 4th quarter is good, as it's 17-10. Rebels on top and looking to make it to the Final Four. They got this far last year after a 1st round bye, but now with their K-State demons in the past, they are looking to move forward to a national championship run. At midfield, Oklahoma moving it with ease. Play action and another first down, just getting it, 7 to 10 yards at a time, and 6.5 to go. They swing it outside into the flats, gets around a defender, and that's a nice job from the downfield blocker there to just hold him up just long enough as they're in the red zone now, and breaking on that route, but he still makes the grab, still breaks a tackle, and gets 5 yards as a speed option. They got the quarterback and the running back both covered. Back him up to the 8, 3rd and 7, drop the middle, he slides down, and it'll set up 4th and 4, so that play called definitely with the idea to go for it, as into the end zone, picked off by Ole Miss. DB really couldn't have played it much better than that. He was smothered, no penalty, and got his hands on the ball as the run now, as after a 98-yard touchdown and a massive performance. He's got over 100 yards today. So Davis got away with one there. That one could have been picked off. 2nd and 10, play action. Davis over the middle, wide open man. Got a first down and more. Oklahoma 38-yard line, as now you're in a real dangerous territory if you're the Sooners, because a field goal here could make this game out of reach, as the draw is got room, got a first, and another 10. 3 minutes to play, and they just might out here come out and run out the clock entirely. I mean, you might not even get to touch the ball again, especially if they get another first down here. Davis gets sacked, and that's a brutal loss of 10. Davis on 3rd down salvages a couple of yards and makes it a 50-yard field goal try. Kick is good. And that was ultimately the goal of the drive, regardless of how long the kick was. He just had to cash in for 3, and almost a pick 6 to end the game there. That's a drop that... I mean, if they pull off the oh my goodness, he did it again. What? 2 straight? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. As a throw outside, that's somehow caught, but 4th and 2. I can't believe he dropped 2 pick 6s in a row. Speed option on 4th and 2. We got it. I was gonna say, if they somehow pull off a miraculous comeback, you'll think about it, but they'll have a lot to think about if it happens. Well, nope, not gonna think about much else. Can only get away with it so long. They're not gonna drop a 3rd one, as the interception will take them to the 24, and as they run for another touchdown, they'll punch their ticket to the Final Four. Ole Miss and the Rebels up 17, as we'll just show you the garbage time highlight. A touchdown from Oklahoma to cut it to a 10-point game, but ultimately it's not going to really matter a whole lot with the onside kick picked up by the Rebels. They're headed to the semifinals. After Titus Davis, well, he didn't have himself a great game here either. 45 completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, only 130 yards. It's interesting that he's kind of been the afterthought of this run so far, as they'll take on an SEC opponent, Texas A&M, 4 seed, 12-1 on the year. How crazy would it be if the first quarterback of the video could win a national championship, and not only do that, but win a national championship in which he's playing just not good football right now? They're up 24-23, 3rd and 16 for A&M, and that's a wide open man. No one even near him, and that's a late fumble. And they're gonna call it Ole Miss ball. That looked like a really late fumble, but unfortunately for A&M, no review, nothing, no challenge either. So maybe it was a fumble. I don't know. That looked really late. But regardless, they'll take it and throwing it to double coverage. Davis, come on. You're getting every break imaginable. Don't fumble this opportunity away, as he's got the first down. I mean, think of what's already happened in this playoff run with him playing so poorly for him to even still be here. As Davis over the middle got a first down. And trying to hold on and extend this lead as the run. And another nice run from his back. And can Quincy Bellows get himself an MVP for this man? 200-plus rushing yards in round 1 overall. 100 in round 2. Nearing 100 now as he's over 80 yards in this one. All on pretty good efficiencies. The throw up the sidelines. One-on-one. Picked off. A&M's defense. That was a really dangerous throw. I don't even know if you could call that a 50-50 ball. The defense was just sitting right on it. As a defense. Ole Miss Rebels, what do you got here? Can you bail out your quarterback who's whatever the opposite of peaking is, folding at the wrong time? Of all the times to fold, the playoffs isn't the time. But hey, the defense gets a 3 and out, so good on him. Go back to Bellows as he'll get Another 7 yards, over 90 on the day. Inching closer to 100, and look at him run through 2 defenders to make it 3rd and inches. Directly snapping it to him and a first down. 97 yards on the game. Draw, Davis, his legs still work at least. He's got a yard. As a handoff to Bellows once more. And there is your 100-yard game, all playoffs. He has been doing it as a throw outside caught for a first down. Davis is having a much better game than his first 2, but still not ideal, losing 3 on the option there. Screen outside, A&M all over it, 3rd and 15. 2:40 to go as Davis takes a shot deep. What a grab! First down, how did he reel that one in? Davis on the carry now, inside the 10, and basically goal to go. I mean, it's going to be, yeah, they call it goal to go now, as 2.5 to play. As the strategy here, yeah, you want to get into the end zone still. I mean, running the time is cool and all, but the touchdown here is going to be what makes it an 8-point game. You could have even considered going for 2 to make it a 2-score game, but you know now that you're not going to be able to lose this game in regulation. The worst that could happen is likely overtime, barring catastrophe. 1:25 to go. As the defense, can they shut the door on this one? That's a low ball and off target. 3rd and 4. Quick pass to an open man, and they'll hurry it back to the line. No timeouts. 1:10 to go. Got to go another 59 yards as they'll step up and fire over the middle. And they're moving it now into Rebel territory. A national championship on the line. Hit as he's throwing, and incomplete. 53 seconds to play. And a 4-man rush. Nice pickup on the line, blocking well. And the throw, that's a tough one. He had to make a diving grab and couldn't reel it in. 3rd and 10, taking a shot deep, tipped up in the air, picked off. And Ole Miss is going to a national championship with 1-0. And somehow, this team led by Titus Davis, at his worst, I mean, I have to be fair to him, this was a good game all in all, but generally at his worst, somehow they are in a national championship from the 9 seed behind Bellows, over 400 rushing yards in the playoffs. And the first play we watch here against Stanford in the national title game is a touchdown throw. Stanford is now up by 10. A 10-point hole, and hey, Titus Davis, doesn't matter how you got here. The fact is you're here. Now you're playing good, and can you play even better to pull off what would be a pretty crazy comeback here? 10 points down in the national championship with 9 minutes to play. I don't know what the stats are on this one, what the win probability's looking like, but it's probably not too high, especially after punting the ball away with 8.5 to go. Special teams clutched up against K-State. Defense had some nice plays along the way as well in the other 2 rounds. Now they really need to have a big play here. They've allowed 34 points. I can't even blame Titus Davis. They get a stop there, but Davis doesn't have an interception or anything as he'll slide for a nice 6-yard gain. Davis getting another one, and Davis free, and Titus got him to the 42. Only can afford to run a limited amount. Deep ball, he's got him! A little underthrow, but he does get into the 11-yard line. And a handoff, backup running back down to the 1. And for the 1-score game is in. Touchdown, Rebels! 34-31 with 6 minutes to play. And how about that for an answer? As they got Achilles Smith Jr. at quarterback here at Stanford, and he might lead them to a national championship, but now it's getting real spooky as it's no longer a 10-point lead, and that's a pretty impressive throwaway. That's a top-tier throwaway right there, to be able to spin out and throw it out of bounds. That was kind of weird, but crazy. Regardless, though, Stanford, new set of downs. Quick hitch round! Oh, it stepped in front and picked off. He did not expect him to be there. That looked like a telegraph, predetermined, just throw the quick hitch, and they had it scouted. As well, the quick hitch route for Ole Miss is going to get nothing, but at least it isn't an interception as Davis off target. Still could result in a field goal, even if you go 3 and out here. As Davis on the curl, yep, it's incomplete. 49-yard field goal, so 3 throws, no yards gained. But a field goal good. We're all tied up with 4.5 to play. You erased a 10-point deficit. Now can you complete the comeback and get the win? As Stanford running it, they're back over 100 yards. Going to him again, and he's tackled for a loss of 2. 3 minutes to play. They're taking their time on this, driving a man up the sidelines. He had a little bit of space there, but it's over his head. 3rd and 12. Smith getting hit, gets rid of the ball. It's a yard shy, but they call that. Are you kidding me? That's a first down? What? There's no way that's a first down. I refuse to believe that. That is insane. I don't think I've seen a more egregious spot ruling in a long time. That is ridiculous. He was very clearly a yard shy, but at least they do get the stop on the next set of downs. That would have been quite the conversation if Stanford ended up getting a score on that drive and winning and having that call. But I mean, you could also argue that that fumble against A&M, that one was their revenge there. The karma coming back around on a bad call. Regardless, we're just trying to focus it on the last minute to play here. Davis taking a shot down the field, and it's broken up. Tight end maybe had a chance at it. 3rd down and 4. Will we be headed to overtime? Davis is just running around and throws it to a receiver. He looked left, he looked right, was looking for a way to extend the play, and instead just said, I'm gonna put a ball out there, and somehow it was an incredibly accurate throw for his receiver. That's what makes him a Heisman player. A quick slant's got it, and there's field goal range. Their kicker definitely has a 54-yard boot, and Bellows is going to get it even closer. How about another 9 or 10 yards? And they're going to be able to do it with one more first down. They can run every second off if they want to. 3rd down and 3. Quick throw, and he's got it. First down. They'll run the clock. And for the kick and the win. National championship. It's good. 3 seconds. And unless Stanford takes this kick back, the first quarterback, the first player in college football 27 has won a national championship. I don't think we could have started it any better. 4,000, just shy of 4,400 yards, 10 rushing touchdowns as well on the ground to go along with his 31 touchdowns passing and 5 interceptions. He goes to the NFL maybe even a little early. He could have stayed around. He was an 87 overall. He goes in the 3rd round as we go to Montgomery at Oregon as a starter now. Keyshawn Thomas still on the bench, takes a 4 overall jump, and Marco Boone is going to commit to Tennessee. Impact dev for him as Moses Cleland is the next one. How about a gem quarterback, 94 throw power with 89 speed and some decent vertical accuracy. But for how this video went, Danny Montgomery, 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, and impressively 0 interceptions. But for how this video went, I had to even cut out regular bowl games. So let me know if you like me cutting out regular bowl games, because last year, if there was a bowl game, I would watch it. Now this video is only going to be playoffs with one exception. Keyshawn Thomas is starting. He transferred to Stanford, and Marco Boone transferred to Notre Dame. So double transfers there, and Moses Cleland commits to Texas A&M. So the reason a lot's happening and it's moving so fast is because there was just so much. And as we got a bust here, Chauncey Jasso is going to be the next one, but he's got 91 medium accuracy, which is really impressive. But we got some quarterbacks here. Oregon starting and getting into the playoffs this year, but here's a bowl game. This one we're of course not going to show you the entirety of. We're just going to show you the one highlight here is Keyshawn Thomas. I did spectate and watch the bowl games like I normally do, like I did last year, but this video has so much stuff happen that I had to cut it out to still keep it my normal time. A lot's happening here. So you can see the season stats and the results there. Stanford wins their bowl game, and now we head into the playoffs. Ole Miss is in the playoffs, but we're on the other side of it. We're rooting against them as Montgomery, the second quarterback in this video, starting his second season. He actually somehow had 25 touchdowns to 0 interceptions last year in a bowl win. So impressive that he went this long without throwing a pick. He did throw a pick this season, though. I will spoil that at least when we get to his season stats. But down by 3 as Oregon with the ball, moving towards midfield of Ole Miss as they'll throw outside. Broke a tackle. Here he goes into Rebel territory, into the 30-yard line. It's Montgomery. Hands it off, and there'll be a 2-yard gain. As 2nd down and 8 will go on the ground again. Nice run this time around. Give him about 7 or 8 yards. 3rd and inches. Up the middle, he's stonewalled, and they give him the first down. That one was really close. I don't know. Maybe worth the challenge, but they didn't. As 6 minutes to play from the 15, and they're just going ground game over and over again, as they'll go again on the ground. This time, though, it was 3rd and 6, and, well, they got almost enough, but not quite. So that'll be a field goal settled for. And, I mean, with the way the ground game had been moving, I would have thought you could go for that, and they wouldn't have been able to stop you there. As that throw backwards, he wanted to check it to the running back, maybe predetermined that, but the running back was on the ground. He'll lose a lot of yards, make it 3rd and 16 as he'll take a shot over the middle, well shy of the line, incomplete. In Oregon, all tied up here now with the opportunity to take the lead. 4 minutes and clock moving. They can really have a long drive to get this down to field goal range as they'll lose 2, 3rd and 10. Or will it be a quick 3 and out? Montgomery hit, throws it deep. Oh, if he got a little bit more air under that one. If he wasn't under pressure, that's a touchdown. That's 100% a touchdown if he doesn't get pressure. That's an incredible job by Ole Miss's pass rush to basically save them there. 3rd down and 5, and the outside pass is caught. Their own 21-yard line, but they will move the chains. 2:45 to go as that throw way off target behind the receiver. Defenders didn't even have a chance at it. Nobody did. 2nd and 10. Rush in, and he'll throw deep on the run. Caught, and can he be tracked down? 1 man to beat, and he gets tracked at the 13. As Ole Miss now looking for the lead, down to the 1. He's not quite in, and to punch it into the end zone, he's tackled for a loss of 1, maybe 1.5. 2nd and goal, and down to the 1 again. How many times are they gonna get close, but not quite? Oregon gets the goal line stand. Rebels get the field goal, and now with just 52 seconds to play, well, what do you got here? You just burned your second timeout, as you got 1 left, 45 seconds to go. Montgomery scrambling, and he'll get another 27. You still need maybe another big play for field goal range, and there's your big play. Oh, right down the middle, splitting the zones, and there it is. You're in field goal range. Now can you go for the touchdown? But with them running the ball, it doesn't really look like they're content. It looks like they're just fine going to overtime. I think they're content. Yeah, they'll just run the clock. I think you could have maybe taken a shot or two, but overtime is what they're comfortable with, and that's where we're headed. Overtime. As we got another one here in a Ole Miss playoff game. Ole Miss has just been the main characters of this video, whether we're playing against them or playing for them. The first, chunk of this video so far has been all them. And can they knock off Oregon? And the throw short, caught for no gain. 3rd down and 5 for the Ducks. A little pop pass, and not going to get it. He had 2 defenders there. Only 1 got blocked, so have to settle for a field goal. Kick is good. And now can Ole Miss win it here on their home turf with a touchdown, and they immediately start with 15 yards. Make it 10 yards out, basically goal to go in the flats. He's going to get about a yard or 2. Handoff up the middle. And Oregon, they got a goal line stand that even put them in this position in the first place. 3rd down and goal, he's sacked. He couldn't get the throw off. That was quick. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. We're headed to double overtime. You can also see why I had to maybe cut out some usual bowl game stuff. We've already got a couple of overtime games, a lot of games down to the wire here, as I will say I'm really happy with the gameplay of college football 27. It's been really fun to watch compared to 26 and 25. I think it's been a lot more improved as the handoff up the middle. Nope, no gain. 2nd down and goal from the 4. Play action. End zone. Broken up again in Oregon. They just keep finding a way to, stand here when they get inside the 5. Broken tackle here. Looking for the end zone. Not going to get it. 4th and 2. They keep on stopping them. Kick is up and good. And Oregon can win it with a touchdown now. That is another field goal that they just continue to hold to. 3 times in a row, Ole Miss got inside the 5 in regulation and in overtime, and they were only able to leave with 9 points. That could be their undoing as Oregon 11 yards away. A little wildcat action, and he breaks a tackle, and he's fighting for 3. 7 yards out. Throwing now Montgomery. Going right for the first down marker in the goal line. He's got it 1st down, but no touchdown. And 1 yard out. It's a score, Oregon. that was ultimately what won them this game. Their ability to hold Ole Miss every time they got inside the 5. Montgomery, no touchdowns, but no picks, and had that, big play at the end of regulation to set up field goal range. We take on Alabama now, and Bama up 31-24. As how impressive would it be if Oregon could also win a national championship? So the first quarterback and the second quarterback both win a national championship. That would be something that's never happened in any video on the channel, that like the first 2 players go out and win a national championship. I mean, we go whole videos sometimes without anybody winning a national championship. So the fact that we already got one is awesome, and the fact that we are playing for a potential, second one, we have a guy in the conversation here, it's great. But Bama might be able to stomp out that hope, as they are going to go up by 2 scores, barring a turnover here or a missed field goal, but they could find the end zone even. 3rd down and goal, and the throw is over the middle. Touchdown, Bama. And that's a 14-point lead now. Montgomery's going to have to respond the best way that he can, and they'll start the run game. That'll get him a double-digit yard run. 8.7 to carry for their back. Unfortunate that they just haven't been able to run as much as they probably would like to, due to the fact that Alabama's got 38 on the board, as Montgomery stepped it up and fired over the middle. Completion to the 32 of Bama. If you score here within the next maybe 2 minutes, I'd say he got a decent chance here to try to get a stop. All your timeouts, the 2-minute warning to try to pull this one off. We've already seen Ole Miss and Titus Davis come back from down double digits in the national championship. Can Montgomery follow along and do double-digit comebacks in the playoffs as well? 3:43 to go, as time is starting to tick down, as you're only getting a couple of yards at a time, and the clock is still ticking. 3rd down and 5. Montgomery got him on the outside, and he runs it in for a touchdown. So they kind of did beat that threshold there, right at the 3-minute mark. Bama, read option, outside he goes, and Bama got the 1st down, and it looks like, another 2 first downs will do it, as a loss of 3. Play action, as the Tide outside. Oregon missing 1 tackle, not 2, as it's 3rd and 10. Can he get off the field here? No timeouts, and it's intercepted. Not only did he get the ball back, but you get a turnover in the great field position along with it. If they would have gotten that 1st down, it would have been all over with the fact that you had no timeouts left. But now Montgomery getting sacked. Loses 9. And 3rd and 17. Montgomery just a 3-man rush. Gotta put it up there, and he does for the 1st down right at the marker. And he actually has it. Rolling out. Got a man in the flats, stays in bounds, and he gets the 1st and gets out of bounds. This is ridiculous right now. We might actually be headed to overtime, as a throw for the right sidelines. Another 6 and out of bounds. You don't even need to stop the clock. You got plenty of time now. 1:20 with just 7 yards to go. Make it 8 with a loss of 1, but 3rd down hits. As into the end zone, right at the goal line, it's incomplete. 4th and 5 for the game here. Montgomery rolling right, Montgomery running, touchdown, Oregon. And a 14-point deficit has been erased. We're headed to overtime in another game. Unbelievable, man. Just so much overtime action here. Oregon gets it first, 38-38, and now with 14 unanswered. And looking to make it maybe 21 unanswered, as he's going to get a yard or 2 shy. They call it 2 yards shy of the marker, and he gets to the outside on this run. 1st down. Like I said, they probably wanted to run the ball more. They were just down because Alabama kept putting up the points, but now they could go and ride their 8 yards of carry running back and get him another nice run. Another 5 yards. 3rd down and 2. Now they throw, and Montgomery outside, touchdown, Ducks. It's 45-38, and Alabama now doesn't know it hit him. It actually is 21 unanswered. A flag is down, though, to start the other side of overtime here. A little encroachment penalty is going to get them 5 yards, so make it 1st and 5 for Bama. A nice start to the drive to get a free 5 on it, as they'll go and get 9 on this play. 1st and 10 now with a new set of downs. And Bama chase! Bama sacked! Oh my goodness, it's 2nd and 22. It'd be so just disheartening for Alabama fans if they lost this one. 3rd and 22 after an incompletion. You didn't take a shot, and Oregon almost with a pick, but they'll take the incomplete pass as it's 4th and 22. And yeah, check it down. You didn't have a chance. As soon as that ball left your hand, you knew the game was over. And Oregon, Montgomery, 342, 3 touchdowns, and a victory to move to the semifinals against Oklahoma. Could they head to a national championship? Well, they're going to need another double-digit point comeback. It's 17-6 your score as the Ducks need to find the end zone, something they haven't done all game. Their defense gets a stop in the first minute of the 4th quarter, but now it's up to the offense. Their run game not doing too well. 7 carries, 14 yards, and it's all Montgomery taking a shot, Dave, and it's caught! What a grab! And that puts Montgomery over 100 yards. It's just been all defense for Oklahoma as they have not allowed much of anything. Just the 2 field goals, and even then, not a lot of yards passing, barely any yards rushing. 3rd down and inches, spread the field. Montgomery on the draw. It's losing yards. And a field goal try, I suppose, is going to help you, but you can't win with just field goals. You do get it to a 1-score game, but the problem persists. You haven't found the end zone at all this game, and the defense of Oregon's trying. I mean, they've had a pretty solid performance here, but it's just not been enough. You hold the team in the semifinals to 17, you'd think you have a good chance to win. Here, Oregon lies, though, still in the single digits for points of 5 to play, and Oklahoma, yeah, I would have to imagine another field goal with the way this game has gone might do it, because a 2-score lead to overcome at this point might be just too much as the Sooners run on the ball, run the clock, 3:45 to go. Screen is going to get them a quick 2. 3:20 to play. How about another one? They're just playing it safe. You don't need to do anything crazy. They got the first down again. And my goodness, yeah, another one. This one incomplete, but just 3 straight quick outside screens, and the run up the middle now. 3rd and goal from the 4, just no turnovers, and they get a touchdown. And Oregon, just nothing you can really do about it. Your defense had played a pretty solid game up until that point, but they were going to run out of time eventually, and they were going to run out of stops. It's just on the offense, though, as Montgomery and this offense, seeing if they could maybe find the end zone for the first time and give themselves an onside kick chance, as they're going to get into Oklahoma territory to the 40-yard line. 1:30 to play. And Montgomery taking the shot deep, and it's incomplete. Not good ball tracking there from the receiver, as Montgomery is going to get another one for 8. 1:16 as it's 3rd and 2. Jump pass caught as another timeout burned. And a shot into the end zone is caught. Touchdown, Oregon. Will it even matter? Onside kick is picked up by the Sooners, and that'll do it. Not a bad run, but not able to get to the national championship, as Montgomery goes for 3,800 yards, 34 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions, and also impressive 8 rushing touchdowns. That's a really good season, and Montgomery is back for another season, a +1 jump to him as well, as Keyshawn Thomas for Stanford, +4 for him, as he's going to be starting once more. Marco Boone as well will be a starter at Notre Dame with his +2 overalls. And then Moses Cleland, 4 overall jump, 4 quarterbacks starting. And Chauncey Jasso, impact dev, he commits to Notre Dame as well. So 2 Notre Dame quarterbacks. Cole Carew up next, pocket passer, who's a gem with 96 throw power. And we have a lot to potentially cover here. So, Notre Dame, Georgia. This was my one exception bowl game. Also, you can see at the top of the screen, Moses Cleland did not make a bowl game, so I'm going to be doing that when the player doesn't make a bowl game, kind of show you what they were able to do. They went 5-7, so not able to do anything. Danny Montgomery went 7-5 and no bowl game appearances. That is something I have noticed in this game. There's a lot more 6-win teams and 7-5 teams that don't make bowl games, and I don't know why that is. But that was something that I noticed. Also, this was my one exception for a bowl game, because I wouldn't show you something like this unless it wasn't worth your time because I cut out every other bowl game. But Georgia down 24-10 with 3:20 to go, and third down and goal against this Notre Dame 21st in the country team as Marco Boone, his defense gets a sack. Fourth down and goal from the 16, and he does score a touchdown. Georgia able to somehow get the score with just a fourth and goal from the 16. That's inexcusable. And then Marco Boone on the other end trying to run out this clock, but Georgia, they burned all their timeouts. Third down and 8, and he gets stopped. You converted a fourth and goal, you got the stop, you got no timeouts, and now he can maybe pull this one off. We've already seen a number of comebacks in this video, so I mean, it's possible. We've seen a lot of big plays as well. I think big plays have kind of taken a little bit of an uptick in 27 compared to 26 as Georgia moving it down to the 26-yard line. Pass broken up. That's now a 1:20 to play. And Georgia over the middle. It's caught for a first to the 12, and they might actually be able to do it as it's caught for another 4 yards. They're little by little getting there. Second and 6 as his hit just barely got that ball off from the third down and 6 mark on the run. Touchdown Georgia. But I didn't show you this game just because it was a 14-point comeback. I showed you because one of the wildest plays that we're going to see took place as Boone throws with 30 seconds to play. It's caught tight end, moving on the run. He's not down. He's not down. He got back up and then runs to the 22. Are you kidding me? And Notre Dame's just going to set up for a field goal. He went down and just got back up and ran for an extra like 15 yards and gets them the field goal for the win. Unbelievable, man. So I cut out all the bowl games. I couldn't cut that out. That is ridiculous. As Marco Boone, 10 wins on the year, 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 3 picks. As we get into proper playoff action here, as Stanford has been a nice team. They've already made a national championship, and now they're in the playoffs here at 11-2. 30-28 is the score. Texas with the ball, with the 2-point lead, and on the road here as they're going to get it into Cardinal territory in the handoff up the middle. Number 9 with a carry, and they'll go into the 34. Matt Burfict with the ball, getting another one, and just straight up the middle, slicing up this defense for another 7. Play action now, set it up. He's looking right, got an open man, and he finds him inside the 10, gain of 23. Stockton, the quarterback here for Texas, over 300 yards, and looking to add to a 2-score lead if he can find the end zone. As will it be another one? No, he throws, he tucks it and runs actually, and it's a touchdown. I like that. It was an RPO, didn't like the passing options, didn't like the handoffs, just took it himself, got the score, and now that is a 2-score game. As unfortunately for Stanford, I mean, Thomas here has had a great game. He's just not really had a whole lot of help on defense. 37 points allowed, and he's looking to keep up with this high-scoring game as he's already got 3 touchdowns, over 350 on the day, and the run outside on the sweep is going to get him to the 46 of the Longhorns. Ground again, this time inside, and yeah, that's not going to get far, just a single yard on the play. As with 5 to go, and he's going to find a man over the top. He got by, and he got to the 18-yard line, a red zone opportunity, and needing to find, I mean, at least a field goal, but like I would say the touchdown here is pretty crucial. Thomas scrambling, and Thomas sliding for 6. 10 yards out, 3:43 to go. Another run. The run's just not working, and it's 4th down. They're actually going to go for it. I don't know what I feel about that. And it ends up broken up. I am fully, on board with being aggressive. I'm fully on board with needing the touchdown and going for it. But a field goal would have made it a 1-score game, and instead it ends the season with a 9-point loss. Thomas just shy of 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 7 picks. Danny Montgomery goes pro, 2nd-round pick in the draft. And then transferring, you see Moses Cleland after a bad season at A&M is going to go and transfer and be the starter at Alabama. So Thomas +6 overall jump, a huge jump to a 92 overall. Marco Boone gets a +1, and with all the coach boosts and everything. So that's also a part of it. For those of you who haven't been, following the series, coach boosts will get the overalls looking a little bit better. My ratings at the bottom right when I say what they jumped overall wise is their base overall without any boosts, pre-boosts. So that's kind of to clear that up. Cole Carew goes to Georgia and is one of the lower rated quarterbacks, actually. Interesting as you look at the next one, Mike Dunkel, pocket passer, as we have sim to the end of the season. And well, it's time for another Heisman finalist, Keyshawn Thomas. He showed really good signs, had a nice playoff game, and now is improved upon it, one of the highest rated quarterbacks in the nation. And following his season, he is rewarded with a Heisman Trophy victory. So we have our first Heisman winner on the board. And already, a Heisman winner and a national champion on the board. Thomas takes home the award for Stanford. And I do like this Heisman presentation. I think it's pretty well done, pretty well executed. So it's pretty cool to have that in the game now. So, we get to see him celebrate first of hopefully multiple Heismans. And maybe he can go and collect the championship here. And well, look who's back to be a thorn in the sides of a team. It's Kansas State in the playoffs. But before we get to that, we have Notre Dame in their bowl game. Marco Boone wins it, 3,400 yards, 24 touchdowns, 3 picks, added 7 touchdowns on the ground as well. So a nice year for Boone, but no playoffs for him. As now we get into Keyshawn Thomas, as he has a dominant game here, as Thomas throws for the touchdown against K-State to put him up 38-13, and to close out and win the game 38-13. So not much else to really show there. A great performance from Thomas. And now we head to the second round against Oklahoma. Also, Moses Cleland at Alabama went 4-8. So I went to A&M and Alabama in 2 separate seasons, 2 separate years as a starter, and couldn't make a bowl game with either one of them. So he might be just an outright fraud, stinky quarterback. So there's going to be a couple of guys like that every time. You're not going to get a batch of 25 that's going to be all elite. You're going to get some bad ones in there, and that's just how things work. But we got a good one here with Keyshawn Thomas, a Heisman winner, up by 11, already off of 1 playoff victory, looking for another as Thomas with the keeper, and Thomas fumbles the ball! Thomas on the ground, and it's picked up by the Sooners. 13-0, number 1 Oklahoma has taken the ball back, and now looking to pull off an 11-point comeback here. So we've seen a number of double-digit point games go our way. Can it go the way of one of our opponents that we're kind of rooting against? I would imagine we're all rooting for the number 1 quarterback, unless you really hate Stanford and really don't like Keyshawn Thomas for some reason. But Oklahoma's going to find themselves in the red zone. A gain of 29 on that play. Quarterback over 300 yards for the Sooners and looking to add on to it. 300 yards, though, impressive, but not so much reflecting in the scoreboard as that ball is intercepted and floated it out there. And he throws the second pick of the game. And Stanford's defense comes up with the big play. Thomas with a little keeper RPO. I kind of like some of those new RPOs that they've added where it's not even really a handoff. It's more like quarterback runs it or throws it. And like that was one where he just kind of made the wrong choice. But I like the design there as Thomas throwing. And on first down, gets rid of it out of bounds. Nice job to avoid the sack. No gain, obviously, as we go to 2nd and 10. And in the flats, he's got an open man coming across the formation. And he'll get 4 on the play. 3rd down and 6. Thomas, quick setup, quick throw, and broken up. So they'll have to put it away, but still maintaining that 2-score lead as Sooners got a 16-yarder and a 1st down. As they'll go play action, take a shot outside, and that's caught. Nice ball, nice grab, and good all around for Oklahoma, but it hasn't really resulted in a whole lot. They've got a bunch of yards on this game cumulatively as a team. They're well over 400 yards as an offense. It just hasn't mattered. 13 points is not the type of reflection you want, as you see a wide open man there on the dig route. Got it for another 23 yards. They might just go clean over 400 yards passing as a team. And they're going to go 1st and goal. Sooners, 3.5 to play. And the throw on the run. Caught! Touchdown! That's a nice throw. A nice grab. And Oklahoma for the 2-point try to make it a field goal game. He's hit and incomplete. So it will remain a touchdown game, as that's a big deciding factor there. If they would have gotten it and only needed a field goal, but can Stanford just outright put the game away here? 3rd down and 5. Well, here's a chance to, and nope, it's not going to happen. Oklahoma will get a try. They'll get one chance at it. As a throw on the run, that's an impressive throw, but a drop. He flat out dropped it. Brutal. As the Sooners, their quarterback's running for his life, and that's a pretty good tight window throw. Hard catch to make, but the throw was pretty commendable. As they'll go to 4th down and 9 now, and it could just be a 4 and out. And it's not gonna be. He caught it right at the sticks, turned the defender around, and got it a little bit extra after the run. Well, Stanford's defense crumbled here as Oklahoma has moved it, just never been able to cash in, and now they're moving it once more. They cashed in last possession. They're looking to cash in back-to-back times as he's going to get it to 4th and 4. The receiver's over 200 yards, but will it even matter? 4th and 4 on the run, picked off, and that'll do it. Picked off by Stanford. They're moving on to the next round. So 2 playoff wins. Thomas goes 205, 2 touchdowns and a pick. A very solid, fine game. And the semifinals see them matching up against the number 4 ranked SMU Mustangs. And right now, Stanford is actually getting kind of beat up right now. The Heisman winner has been completely blanked. 14-0 going into the 4th quarter, and Thomas with just 100 yards passing, no touchdowns, no picks, and a flat-out drop right there on 3rd down. Wouldn't have gotten him the first, but maybe made this kick easier, but they hit it regardless. 14-3 your score, so I guess good to get some points on the board, but you're going to need to score another 2 possessions at least if you're going to want to have a chance in this one. So 2nd down and 5, as SMU hasn't really done a whole lot on offense. It's been pretty simple, but they haven't needed to do a lot. It's just been more the defense getting the job done here, as their handoff up the middle on 3rd inches is stopped, and they're back just shy of, 3 yards a carry. He's not even averaging that, so it's been heavy defense. Just one defense has played better than the other, as Thomas trying to prove he was worthy of that Heisman winning season. I mean, if a Heisman winner goes out in the playoffs and gets dominated like this, it would be just quite the disappointment, as he'll run for the 1st down on 4th and inches. But just keep it moving, guys. Keep it moving. Find the end zone here with 5 to go. Swing it outside of the back. Get some blocking, but not a whole lot of space. Just a yard. 3rd and 1. Keep it on the ground again. And there's another first. Little by little, they're getting through, but they're losing a lot of time. And you need some chunk plays. 9 yards there. Maybe you need to run it a little less too. Is Thomas to the end zone over the head of his receiver. 3rd and 1, they go to the ground again. Maybe at least implement the hurry up, but the ground game works there. To the 19 they go, as Thomas steps into the throw. Got him at the 2. He goes down at the 1. It's a long 1 yard, but still just 1 yard away. And the catch in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Stanford. 2-point conversion on its way, and the completion of the tight end. He's got just enough to dive in. 3-point game. And now the defense, can you get off the field? As SMU will get 6. Quick throw outside on the RPO, gets the 1st. And now Stanford, maybe another 1st down could be the death sentence here, as there's 1 1st down, so it's not going to be 1 first. They need another one after that. I was thinking more if they got to a 3rd down, but yeah, now another 1st down ends it definitively, as they'll go run up the middle, and he's got it. Couldn't get the stop on defense. He had your timeouts, he had your assets, and Thomas, 4,300 yards, 34 touchdowns, 9 on the ground, so in total, just about 5,000 total yards and over 40 touchdowns, a 1st-round draft selection, and a well-deserved one as well. Marco Boone goes pro. He goes in the 1st round. Moses Cleland, despite being a stinky quarterback, goes in the 2nd round. And we got 3 quarterbacks all going pro, so it's going to be a little bit of a gap year, as Chauncey Jasso still not starting. And then you go to Cole Carew, who is a +3 overall, transferring to Tennessee. Mike Dunkel ends up committing to Penn State, so none of them will end up starting. So we go to the next season, and here's where we encounter our a little interesting thing here. There is no 5-star quarterback. Your number 1 quarterback is Bruce Bortles, the 61st player, a 4-star quarterback. And not only that, he didn't commit anywhere. So here's kind of what I'd normally do, is when the top guy doesn't commit, I just go to the next guy. But the second guy and the third guy all didn't commit. And trust me, I looked for them. I always get comments when that happens, like, oh, they end up committing somewhere. These ones didn't. They just didn't go anywhere. So I'm going to completely just skip this year and just not count that one. We're still doing 25 quarterbacks. I don't want to rob you guys. We're getting 25 quarterbacks. So that just won't count. We'll move to the next one. And, well, we get a guy who's the number 1 overall player in the nation, 86 speed, 93 throw power. So it's just kind of interesting because, like I said, typically I just go to the next guy. But 1, 2, and 3 all didn't commit. So in a future instance, I'll do that again. I'll just go to the next guy. Chauncey Jasso, Notre Dame wins a bowl game. Really nice season, 36 touchdowns to 4 picks. And that was the only thing to really report on that year. He's going to get another +2 overall, so he's looking pretty solid. Dunkel transfers to Notre Dame, and, well, he gets a +2. So 2 Notre Dame quarterbacks. Cole Carew not starting despite his +3. He's got a cannon arm. That's about it. And our next guy, Fortunato, I think. He goes to Georgia. You know, if I get a name wrong, you can correct me. Britton Beatty up next, though. 93 throw power for him, and looks to be a nice player. So you can kind of see how quick things move when you don't get, like, great quarterbacks. Both Notre Dame quarterbacks ended up playing, and both of them contributed to a loss to Akron in a bowl game. That, you got to be ashamed of yourselves. But as we move into the next season, I want you guys to, you know, potentially leave a like and subscribe on the video and everything to give you a little bit of behind the scenes as Cole Carew ends up not committing anywhere. I did end up finding him, but, you know, sometimes you just don't find them. Sometimes they go nowhere. But to give you a little bit of behind the scenes as Carew to Illinois starting quarterback. This video in total was 28 hours of recording plus the many, many hours I spent editing and creating all the graphics and everything. So, you know, to get these videos out, it takes a lot of time. Britton Beatty goes to Michigan star Dev Kyrie Towns up next. And he is a dual threat with 91 deep accuracy. Cole Carew, oh my goodness, 2-10, 13 touchdowns. Ew, man, disgusting stuff. But he's the only one who does anything. Dunkel was on the bench because you can see he's got an 89 quarterback above him. He goes in the second round, though. Britton Beatty transfers to Oregon. And we have now Fortunato transferred last season to Tennessee. But we will have some starting action here. Britton Beatty moved to Oregon. He's now the starting quarterback. And not only that, Kyrie Towns, true freshman starter at Georgia. 78 overall star development. And once again, this year we have no 5-star quarterback. So we'll scout the guy that we have here. George Roll, 62nd in the nation. We'll see what ends up happening there. But regardless, we have a true freshman starter at Georgia, and Oregon made the playoffs. So Georgia, Kyrie Towns, 8 wins, a 2,800-yard, 21 touchdown, 10 pick season. So nothing crazy, but a bowl victory. And for a true freshman at Georgia, you know, not so bad. Now let's go to Britton Beatty here at Oregon as LSU is going to whiff a field goal to kick off the fourth quarter, 15-10. It has been a heavy rain and heavy field goal game. Oregon, though, it's a 1-score deficit, and can Britton Beatty do what the quarterback before him, Montgomery, in this video couldn't do, and that is get to the national championship and win it, as he started at Michigan. I mean, there's so many times where, like, it's hard to, like, you know, keep up a little bit because there's just so much with a, you know, quarterback where they start. It's usually not where they end up staying because they transfer as soon as it happens. So Beatty started in Michigan. A lot of these other quarterbacks start in some place, but they end up somewhere else. So he transferred immediately after not playing in Michigan. Seeing if he can lead Oregon to success, as LSU with the ball now and a direct keeper for their quarterback, and he's going to get 6 on the play. Just 15 yards on the ground on 10 carries, and he is one heck of a runner. So the fact that they've been able to hold him in check for the amount that they have, pretty good. As the running back now with the carry, he's going to have 3. As LSU, they missed a long kick last drive, trying to maybe get back into field goal range. Here's a 3rd down and 7 after that incompletion. 6:30 to play. Handoff up the middle and another first down. LSU moving the chains and now definitely in field goal range. Won't have to try it from great distance here as another first on the ground. My goodness, Oregon, can you please get a stop? It can't stop them on the ground. 2nd and 5. What do you know? Another run, and what do you know? Well, they actually got him on the ground for just 2. 3rd down and 3. Can you do it again? He'll throw it short. First down. You are just it's the most frustrating type of defense to watch when one just keeps getting conversion after conversion after conversion, and they keep on moving. The time is being ticked away. 2nd and 10. Finally a stop there for a loss of 2. 3rd down and 12. And LSU not able to get the first, so they will have to settle for 3. But by that point, they winded down all the way to 3.5 minutes to go. Knock home the field goal. It's an 8-point game. And Britton Beatty, what do you got here? With 3 to go, needing a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. We'll start with 10 and a 2nd and inches. Handoff, first down. Got it with these as they got to go another 66 yards in 2.5 minutes. And another short run. This one, just a yard on the play. Quick throw. Take your time here. You still got all your timeouts. You're just probably ensuring that this is going to be your last legit chance. And now it's 4th and 3. And it's real scary now. Some of the clouds have cleared up as he'll throw on the run. I think he could have ran for that, but he put it up there. And now it's, I think, stopped raining altogether. And, well, what a time to stop raining after you've already turned it over. Oh, my goodness, man. 3rd and 15. Can you get another drive, though? It'll be a 4th down and 11. They'll try a field goal. This is a dangerous kick, and he missed it. It's a 2nd missed field goal. And now, hey, you got no excuses, Britton Beatty. No rain out there. You got to go and not let the ball slip out of your hands. And maybe trust your legs if you have an opportunity. Beatty! Sacked! 3rd and 10. Erase the yards you just got. As his 3rd down, tie window throw, he's got it. That's a really impressive completion. 55 seconds to play. Beatty steps up on the run, got it for the first. That's a good play. Good play. And now back to the line after a spike. 45 seconds to go. Beatty on the run just keeps on moving and extending and trying to throw every which way off every platform. On the run again. Incomplete. 4th down and 6. Maybe it wouldn't hurt you to just stand in the pocket. They send the blitz and he delivers from the pocket and a first down. Oregon burns their final timeout. 10 yards away and out the back of the end zone. Good thing to get rid of it there. 2nd and 10. You got another couple of shots in the end zone and outside he's got it. Touchdown Ducks. Touchdown, but you need the 2-point conversion now for the tie in overtime, and it came, somebody won't get it, and all that for nothing. Onside is no good. At this point, I'm honestly surprised we didn't go to overtime. Britton Beatty, almost 5,000 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 8 picks, a really nice season from him. As well, the top quarterback did not commit, but the second one did, so we will follow this guy instead. Artie McBean, probably the lowest rated #1 quarterback we're gonna ever have in one of these videos. He's ranked like just outside the top 100 in the nation, but don't count him out because he's not your average 100th quarterback that's being shoehorned into the #1 spot. He's got elite development. He's not a slouch here. He's a legit player. 72 overall, a little low, but I can guarantee you he's not going to be the worst quarterback in this video. Stephen Matlock is a gem up next. And look at this guy, backfield creator. Nice athleticism with 96 throw power and all 80 pluses in his accuracies. That's a really good one. So we go to the next season where Britton Beatty is back in the playoffs. This time he's taking on Boise State, and we kick off with a 25-25 tie in Boise State football as Beatty was not able to win his playoff game last year. A heartbreaking 2-point conversion failure. Now in another close one against Boise State. He's going to see if he can pull it off. And not only that, winner of this game gets to face the other quarterback that we currently have, Kyrie Towns, after his first season in Georgia was pretty okay. I mean, for a true freshman, fine for an SEC true freshman quarterback. Got him all the way to the playoffs in year 2. So we could potentially get our first player-on-player, matchup here. Those are always the exciting ones when they start facing each other. as we'll see if we get one of those in this video, and maybe it can happen right here as Beatty over the middle, knocked down. Nice acrobatics from the Boise State safety, as the run will also now lose 3, and Beatty is going to have it 3rd and 13, and not even close. They just kind of concede there, punting away. The touchback in Boise State from the 20, start their drive on an 8-yard run. And Boise State, they're the 11 seed. I don't want to count them out, especially since they are tied up right now. But obviously, Oregon pretty heavy favorites in this one, especially when you're looking at a team roster construction standpoint. Oregon a much higher overall, but Boise State going to threaten this playoff bracket and try to turn everybody's upside down, as they'll go play action now with a clean pocket. A lot of time, but eventually it runs out. I mean, that's plenty of time. One of your receivers has got to get open. That's incredible coverage, and almost just got a pick six on a bubble screen, but he somehow was able to, you know, kind of almost feel the defender's presence and make the play on the ball. I mean, he didn't get much from it, and ultimately you're not going to get a first down or a touchdown on this drive, but you get a field goal, which is a whole lot better than a pick six would have went the other way if the receiver wasn't able to be. So heads up on that ball. Now Oregon with it as a 3-point deficit hit as he's throwing. Beatty, he takes a lot of hits. He kind of, you know, also we've seen plays like that where he is just putting himself in unnecessary positions. He is very not like scramble happy, but on the move happy, as if he set his feet to throw that ball, maybe could have had something there. Boise State, he's going to set his feet. He's going to throw it deep, and he's got it. Maybe if he did something like that, you would have taken the top off the defense with a throw like that, as Boise with another completion for 9. 4:20 on the clock, and a handoff for the first down, and 10 yards to the 8 they go, as Boise on the outside spins off one tackler and will get no gain. So a lot of effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage, and the touchdown here would be massive, but Oregon 4 yards away, and they toss it out. They're not able to get the stop, and the 4 yards is cashed in for a now 2-score lead. 35-25, and the defense of Oregon not ideal, but also Beatty had some missed opportunities here as Beatty outside. There's another one off target. Absolutely brutal. The two biggest plays Oregon could have had in this game, both were just missed. One underthrown, one overthrown, and even though you're moving for a first down here, you got just 2 minutes to play, and you needed a big play like just the ones that they missed, and a fumble now as Boise picks it up. Beatty has been pressured a lot. I can't act like he is, you know, I can't act like he's the only issue. Like, there's some other things at play here. Boise's just playing phenomenal, but man, the missed opportunities. It's just been brutal, but here's an opportunity. Are you kidding me, Boise State? You just threw a pick six of all times. That is not the time to do it. Pick six from 61 yards out. Onside kick, Oregon. Not going to get it. But Boise, it's not done yet. You still need a first down because Oregon's got 2 timeouts. Toss it out. And tackle for a loss. Loss of 4. Bubble screen. And Oregon gets them back maybe into field goal range as the run. I think that is going to be enough for them to want to try it. It's a dangerous one. 58 yards. And the kick is good. 53 seconds, but somehow, some way, Oregon has got themselves a chance, and a deep ball, 1-on-1, incomplete, underthrown a little bit there. Maybe could have just gotten it off earlier, but just a full jump ball, and Beatty gonna try it again. Jump ball and double coverage. Oh, it caught it. It caught it on the 27. Hurry it up, guys. You got no timeouts. The clock will stop for a little bit, but if Oregon manages to pull this one off, they go back to the line for the spike. 33 seconds from the 27-yard line. Beatty to the air, quick throw, got an open man, and there he goes inside the 10. This is ridiculous. 25 seconds to play after the spike, in the flats, and out of bounds. At least they'll take that to 3rd down and goal from the 6. He got 2 shots at the end, so Beatty, throw another run. Oh, he had him, but he missed it. 4th and goal, last chance. Beatty on the run, incomplete. And Beatty, to be fair to him, was playing a bit banged up. He only played 6 games this year. That was his first loss on the season. But man, Unbelievable. He's so many chances. And now Boise State, well, how impressive would it be if they pulled off beating both of our quarterbacks here? Because now you got to deal with Kyrie Towns and a talented Georgia team, 12-1, number 3 in the country. And can Boise State really mess things up here and go to the semifinals? Because we wanted to see quarterback, number 1 versus number 1. That's one of the funnest parts of these videos. The Boise State ruined it. Now Georgia and Kyrie Towns, do we have a prodigy on our hands? Started at Georgia as a true freshman and now looking to take him to a national championship after a much improved second season where he took the leap from an overall perspective, from a performance perspective, and is delivering throws like that. He's already up by 10, looking to add to his lead, and he's getting sacked there. Kind of ran just immediately, and that's something that, there's good and bads that I've noticed in the gameplay of this game that's a lot different. I ultimately really like how the quarterbacks play. Like, some quarterbacks play, kind of stupid where they bail out of clean pockets like they're Jalen Hurts, and then some, have like kind of the Caleb Williams type just circus throws that are really unnecessary sometimes, but some of them are really cool, and some of them will stay in the pocket. So I do like how there is a little bit more variety with what you see with the quarterbacks. Some are dumb though, and like to an extent I think that is necessary because at the end of the day, these are college quarterbacks. Some are going to be good, some are going to be bad, some are going to be smart, some are going to be dumb. It's all a part of it. I just want to know what, maybe makes them behave that way. That'd be a nice thing to have. Regardless, though, for an entertainment purpose, hey, the quarterbacks have been really fun to watch for, how static sometimes it can be with the previous games where they just kind of stand there and, check down, and do a whole bunch of nonsense. We're seeing a lot of deep shots, and we're seeing plays like that where it is beautiful. That's I guess another comparison is Boise State finding the end zone there. That's really impressive, but a comparison would kind of be like, last year and the year before, and in Madden, a lot of the times the quarterbacks would only take deep shots when it's either like wide open or like they absolutely had to. There wouldn't be a lot of just go balls with he's got half a step or he's got maybe, he's level and they just take the shot anyway. I like that there's more shots because that's just kind of more realistic, and sometimes they're going to go your way, sometimes it's contested, sometimes it's overthrown, underthrown. I like it. It's a little bit more variety there. That's ultimately what we want to see is Georgia. I didn't really commentate too hard because it was just a lot of runs there at the end to get the job done, as Towns didn't really do a whole lot to contribute to the victory. He's just playing on a really good Georgia team. But Boise State didn't completely ruin everything. They got beat by the second team, and now Georgia gets to go to the semifinals against Michigan, and we'll see if we can get another national championship. We've gotten Titus Davis, the first quarterback. We got him to the end, and we got him to be able to win one. Haven't gotten there since, so let's see if Talents can be the one to do it, taking a shot to the end zone, and it looked to be a catch, but it looked like it got jarred out at the last second because I thought he had that going to the ground. Must have came out at the end. Sack for a loss of 3 on second down, make it 3rd and 13. So the score here, Georgia maybe about to take the lead. It's 23-19. They're at the 1 yard line though, and the Bulldogs take the lead. Touchdown, and make it Georgia 26-23 on top, and closing in on a national championship appearance here as Michigan is going to get an incompletion, make it 2nd down and 10. And drag route caught, but tackled immediately. 3rd down and 7, sending the heat. And that is just another one where, even if he caught it, he was going to get brought down immediately. Georgia was on top of everything, and now it's 6.5 to go. Towns has the ball, has the lead, and can just try to operate without making mistakes here. That's kind of the thing you're worried about. He's a true sophomore, so he's got reps under his belt, but at the end of the day, he's, a 19, 20-year-old quarterback playing against guys who, are 22-year-olds with a lot of experience, especially these Michigan boys who always got themselves one heck of a defense on them, as he is dicing them up now, though. Just a really good game. No turnovers. He gets sacked there, so the pass rush for Michigan's strong. 4:40 to go, and quick hitter gets it for about 6. 300 yards on the day for Towns now, and looking to add more. And he does! And right at the 1! So close! But for the 2-score lead, he's in! Touchdown, Georgia! And we could be seeing a Bulldog national title appearance behind Kyrie Towns and their defense is adding on to the pile here. A sack, and Michigan, I mean, we've seen the comebacks happen already today. Do we have another one in store? Michigan hit as he's throwing. I mean, if you're gonna do it, it's gotta be fast. You got 3 minutes to play, and that's a big hit. My goodness, just detonated him. Incompletion, and then into the dirt that ball goes. So everything getting just knocked out, hit, and swatted down. Yeah, you just, like, that possession, you had no chance here. A fake end around, that's interesting. And I do see some new plays that I haven't recognized before, which is also nice. Some of the RPOs and some of the end around, fake end arounds and trickery type plays. There's been some new ones that I've noticed in my insane amount of time spectating already. As Michigan, they did hold to a field goal, but the issue is they used all their timeouts to do it. So 36-23. And if you score a touchdown here, you're going to need an onside kick. My goodness, he's just getting swarmed by this Georgia pass rush. This poor quarterback at Michigan. Maybe it was a good idea for guys like Britton Beatty to not stay at Michigan if this is the offensive line you're dealing with. Or maybe Georgia's D-line's just that good. Maybe they got, I don't know, Geno Atkins and Jalen Walker and Trayvon Walker, and I'm just trying to name all the good Georgia D-lineman alums. Jalen Carter, and they just got all of them here right now. Maybe it's just prime Georgia D-line right now. They just got all of them out here. The only reason this drive is probably still even going is due to that penalty. Is, you know, they got a pass interference, which I guess, sure. I mean, Michigan trying to get into the end zone here to at least, I don't know, cover the spread or something here, as they'll get to the 27-14, 1:15 to go. And another drag, a lot of drags, but Georgia's just on them. Like, they are not letting anything through. As he'll roll, throw, end zone almost, and should have been picked off there. 4th down and 8. And here's your game. Throwing, and he can't get it off. Another sack. And that will do it. Georgia with the win. Towns 324. 1 touchdown, no picks, and a really good game overall. So we're headed to a national championship against the Clemson Tigers. And can we get another national championship on the board? Clemson, #1 team in the country, 15-0. And we'll see if they can go 16-0, or will it be the true sophomore Towns? Clemson getting sacked. It's a 20-20 game. They have the ball. They just got sacked for 7 yards, and then their quarterback's running backwards. They get sacked for another 14. What is this dude doing? 3rd and 31. Loads up and takes a shot. Are you kidding me? Touchdown. Oh my goodness. You did not just get sacked twice. One of them where you ran backwards and lost 14 yards only to bail him out to hit a shot up top for a score. Are you serious? Towns now down by 7. And we'll need to see if he could do something here. He's got over 200 yards. He has a touchdown, but 2 interceptions today. So not ideal, but a 1-score game. Very workable here. Just got to see if he can keep it clean the rest of the way and not make any other mistakes as Towns play action in the flats. Quick, easy 2 yards. Make it 3rd down and 4. Injury timeout. But it'll be 3rd down where Towns. That's a great throw. And a 1st down to the Clemson 33. That is awesome. And then a screen is not going to get him too much. They'll give him 2 more there. But that throw on 3rd down was spectacular. And then Towns up the sidelines got away with one there. That could have been a pick. As now Towns throwing 3rd down and 8. He's sacked. And they'll back him up for a 55-yard field goal. Kick is good. All right, well, at least he got 3 there, but you're still down by 4 now, 5.5 to go. Clemson's drive starts off with no gain. Jet pass. How about another one? Georgia defense doing good stuff there, making 2 pass plays, lose 3 yards, and now the screen. Yeah, you're not going to get it. They just concede there. 6 yards, and now Georgia after a big punt. The punts I've also noticed have been... I didn't touch punt sliders. I didn't do much with sliders, but the punts in this game are booming kicks. Everybody is, you know, a monster punter, I guess, as Towns gets sacked. They got to punt it away. And now Clemson with it back is going to have a chance to run the clock out. Georgia, their defense has been good other than that one play in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 7. There you go. Oh, come line. How did he catch that? And that might be Georgia's death sentence there. And the Ryan first down. Georgia loses. Unbelievable, man. Towns just shy of 4,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 7 picks, 9.1 an attempt. Very impressive. A much better season from Towns, and the 67 completion percentage was good as well. He's going to be back at least for this next season because he's a true sophomore, can't even go pro. Beatty going to be a starter here at Oregon for another season, +2 overalls for him. Towns a +6 for him, so he could declare now with his overall being what it is. And Artie McBean +4 overalls, not starting quite yet, but he's not far off. And Stephen Matlock is going to go to Ohio State. 80 overall, elite development, really good. Eric Wilcox, we follow that up with a bust quarterback, but he does still look really good. Good accuracy, good power. So a bust doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be bad. It's just maybe it's just the development you're hoping is fine. Britton Beatty here, 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, 7 picks, and a 10-3 season. So unfortunately for Beatty, not able to get a playoff appearance. And then we're actually going to have a little bit of a playoff domination here. Memphis was able to score to make it look a little bit better, 49-31, but a lot of points put up by the Bulldogs after a first-round bye. So very quickly, we find ourselves into a semifinals matchup. Also, Andre Fortunato was able to finally start one season and not do all that crazy. I mean, 5-7. Not an awful season, but, nothing special there. So, if you wonder where, some of those players who just kind of sit the bench, transfer everywhere, play nowhere, and then just finally get in a redshirt senior year to play one season, sometimes you get guys like that. So Kyrie Towns, though, the complete opposite, has been day one starting, and oh no, he just, intercepted. Hit as he was throwing. I mean, that didn't matter, but he felt the rush, just got rid of it, was pressured into a bad decision. Miami's up 22-20 right now, so Miami a #1 overall seed, 14-0, so you could be going down to another undefeated team. And Miami, you really need to hold them to a field goal now, as they got a completion to the 21-yard line. And Miami goes up by 9 here, 2-score game. Could be a wraps for Georgia's playoff run is the option. Loses 2, 2nd down and 12 from the 13. Bubble screen, and nice job all over that one, as it'll be 3rd down and 12. And the throw, stepping up on the run to the end zone. Come on, touchdown Hurricanes. And a 9-point game. Kyrie Towns, what do you got for us? That screen, not ideal, no gain. Now a little pump fake as Towns will just get rid of it. Didn't like what he's seen immediately, just kind of dumped it out of bounds. 3rd down and 10 as Towns steps up. And Towns was going to run for it. Only got a yard, 4th and 9. They're going for it all the way back up at the 18. And off the hands of a Georgia receiver. Are you kidding me? You gotta catch that, man. And it was a bold decision to go for it. I mean, I can't really fault them for it, though. 5.5 minutes to go when they made that decision. But, man, that's brutal. You do get the stop here, so Miami's gonna go for. This is a crazy bold call, but that works. You could have just kicked the field goal. But no. And Miami, they're gonna get the touchdown because of it. I feel like the upside of that one's not really that high. I mean, either way, it's a 2-score game. It's just, instead of 2 touchdowns, it's a 2-touchdown and 2-point conversion game. I mean, I guess that's a bold one. You don't really see teams going for it in that situation. So that's interesting. Georgia, though, I don't know what the prospects of them making this comeback is. Up the sidelines he goes, gets the 1st down, breaks a tackle, gets to the 22. I suppose you get the touchdown, the 2-point conversion here within the next 40 seconds. You maybe have a chance here. And he's sacked. Also, for a frame pixel there, after the sack, the Miami mascot just kind of popped up on the field. It's okay, man. It's a very harmless, goofy little thing there. But 4th down and 6. And Georgia throwing. over the middle, caught, and to the 2. We'll go to the 2-minute warning. I guess it could happen. You need to get in, though. You can't burn a timeout either. 1 yard out. Towns is brought down. 6 yards out. You need to score. Towns running. Finally going to get positive yards, but he's not going to get it. 4th and goal. You burned a lot of time, and now he's going to get sacked, and it's over. So Miami was able to get the job done here. Towns, 3,300 yards, 32 touchdowns to 8 picks, 5 rushing touchdowns as well, and upping its completion percentage by another 2%. So a more efficient season, but not successful in the end. Fortunato gets a 7th round draft selection. Steven Matlock also transfers to Texas. And how about coinciding at once 2 quarterbacks who are going to, it looks like, start for a full 4 years, Towns and Beatty. Towns takes a massive leap, +6, and will get himself past the 90 overall mark. Artie McBean's going to start for Nebraska. Matlock going to sit the bench for Texas, but looks like he has a path to start in the future. And Eric Wilcox commits to Arizona State. Impact dev for him. Next up, we have 89 throw power, 83 speed, dual threat, kind of a okay player there. Not the craziest one, but how about a Heisman finalist? Kyrie Towns, after these years of starting, he's steadily gotten better and better and better, and now culminating after his 4th season at Georgia with a Heisman Trophy victory. So we have another Heisman on the board. And Kyrie Towns, I mean, we've seen his stats year to year. It's been steady upward trajectory, and he has been, consistently succeeding here from day one. Walked in, took the starting job, won a bowl game, made it to the playoffs the next 2 years, and now has a Heisman Trophy win, another playoff appearance, and a number 1 seed, a 13-0 record. So every year for him has just gotten better and better. And for Britton Beatty, unfortunately, it didn't get better. I'm really disappointed. Beatty threw for 5,000 yards at 40 touchdowns, and his team went 9-4. That's really depressing. But not so depressing. How about Artie McBean? I said he wouldn't be the worst quarterback in this video. Well, here we go. 19-17. Artie McBean in his first year as a starter is at Nebraska, where Baylor is the opponent here, scoring a touchdown. 26-17 now as McBean in the playoffs. Let's see what he's got. He may have only been a 4-star quarterback. He's going to be the lowest ranked quarterback in this video, but he had elite development, and he has developed well and now has earned himself a starting job. Kind of the underdog of the video here, given his status and pedigree compared to everybody else. But let's see what he's got as a 9-point deficit on a playoff home game for the number 6 seed. He's got a first down there. 42-yard line. McBean with the play action and another first down as Baylor with 7.5 to go, just trying to hold this 2-score lead while they can, as McBean moves right and can't get rid of it, and he gets sacked. Loss of 4, as now they'll go read option. McBean can move, and he'll get 5 on the play. 3rd down and 9 as McBean steps up and gets the first down. Nice throw on the run there to get it to the 15, as they'll go handoff, and the run will get him halfway home, just about 7 yards. Give him 8 to go here, as into the end zone. Touchdown off the play action, and a well-done drive for Nebraska to make it a 2-point game. Baylor starts at their own 12, and the pass is going to be caught, but he loses 2. So now backed up at the 10. As the pressure immediately in, the running back missed the block. He's sacked back at the 6. Now dropping back in his own end zone. He's sacked for a safety. Are you kidding me? A game-tying safety with 4.5 to play. You don't see that very often. And now they not only tie the game up, they got the ball back as McBean bubble outside, and it's going to be no game. They'll even say he lost a yard. 3rd and 11. And Artie is going to find a receiver. Breaks a tackle, breaks another. Here he goes. And Nebraska, touchdown from 79 yards to take the lead. And a unreal series of events. A touchdown, a safety to tie it, and then a 79-yarder. How about that for 16 unanswered? And Baylor's getting sacked, and they're now threatening to get another safety from their own 4 on the run. Hit it, complete. It's 4th and 22, and they punted. They gotta stop Nebraska now. And maybe that's just kind of the theme here. Teams not being able to finish the job. You know, you gotta play not only 4 quarters, you gotta play the full 4 quarters. You can't just stop playing in the last 4 or 5 minutes. As Nebraska 1 first down away, 3rd down and 8, 2-minute warning. This will do it if McBean can get it completed. Yard shy, it's so close. They're gonna go for it. 4th down and complete. Are you kidding me? He didn't get it. And now Baylor has good field position. A minute to play, and they need to go 55 yards to force overtime. And how about getting it going with the gain of 12, and now another 5 yards, 44 seconds to play, 2nd down and 5, and Baylor on the run, deep ball, flag is down, they're gonna call pass interference. What is going on right now? Nebraska with the bold call to go for it, even gave them this opportunity. 35 seconds to go, he gets rid of it and avoids the sack. That is huge. 33 seconds to go from the 23, finds a receiver, and dragged back, and at the 1, they spike it, they run it now, and Baylor are going to overtime with the extra point that they do end up taking. No 2-point conversion. We're going to overtime. Dude, this game started like, it was like 19-17 at the start of the 4th quarter. And now we're in overtime now. Baylor with the start. Kicking things off with a 3-yard gain. I mean, we thought Baylor choked this one away just to flip things completely around. And now Nebraska's kind of the chokers. But, like, I don't even know. It's just ridiculous right now as Baylor is going to get to 2nd and goal from the 8. Dropping to throw. Everyone on a route. Got a man down to the 2. 3rd and goal for the score. Keeper. And just like how they scored in regulation, they do it again. Touchdown on the option. And now Nebraska needs to follow up as McBean throwing immediately on the first play. Touchdown. Huskers got the score. We're going to double overtime. 40-40. And now McBean, can you do it again? Well, it won't be a 1-play touchdown. First play gets 7 from the 18. And the handoff is going to get him 3, make it 3rd and inches. Running back out of the backfield. Motions out. Finds a receiver in the middle of the zone. Coverages. And he'll get to the 3 as he'll go I formation. Run outside. He's in. Touchdown. Nebraska. And now a 2-point conversion awaits to try to make it an 8-point game. As they'll hand it, and they got it. 48-40. Baylor, their turn now. As Baylor, they gotta go for the 1-play touchdown, and now they got it. Baylor, the 2-point conversion. Is it gonna continue? Direct snap to the back. We're going to a 2-point conversion shootout. What is going on? Baylor, draw, got it. 50-48, and now to make it a 4th overtime, McBean dropped, game over. Oh my goodness, man. And Artie McBean had a great day. Not enough. Like I said, that game started, both teams were under 20 points going into the 4th quarter, and the game ended 50-48. Are you kidding me? Speaking of, we get into the next game in Georgia. I mean, we start with a doinked field goal in the first play of the 4th. And now it's 17-14. The Heisman winning Towns has got to see if he can complete the undefeated season here. So Towns has previously lost to undefeated teams. Now he is the undefeated team, the #1 team, and trying to see if he could get to that national title game. As they'll throw for a completion, 1 yard shy. They'll go for it on 4th down and 1. I don't hate it. As Towns, it's going to be, no, not converted. Oh my goodness, he dropped it. He let it go. Unbelievable, man. Let's hope that doesn't really come back to hurt them as, oh no, USC breaks a run wide open, and they got it all the way to the red zone. Huge gain of 50 yards on the play, and then floating one to the end zone. Great timing, just floated that one too high. If that ball was a little bit more kind of on a rope rather than a rainbow, I think that was going to be an awesome score there, but instead they got to pay for their mistake and get sacked, settle for 3, and the field goal is not going to doink off and upright this time. It's going to go through for a tie game, 17-17, and Towns, can he have his boys go ahead and do it? I mean, I think he was really let down on that drop there. I mean, that was just an inexcusable one. And now with 6 minutes to play, Towns is going to step up and avoid the rush, get yards, get 8. He is a little run happy as well. Some of the quarterbacks are kind of like that, where they are maybe one read and run, maybe a second read and then they run. Towns, another scramble for the first down. They'll go up the middle on the ground. This time it's the back, and they got 9, under 5 to play. As the read option, and Towns just couldn't get wide outside of that defender, and now it's 3rd down and 2. He had it open, man. He just didn't hit him. That short out route was there, and now they're going to punt it away, and USC could pull this one off. 3.5 to go, and even though the offensive line was backed into his face practically, he got that completion off. And now 3rd down and inches. Turns and gives it to the back for the first. Got it with ease. Now 2:40 to play. Play action as he's getting brought down for a sack. Loss of 5. And now, as he got a big play, he's going to take his shot. It's incomplete. 3rd and 15. How aggressive will they be? He steps up. He throws it outside for a completion, but short of the line. And now Georgia, their turn to maybe get a win here in regulation. Trying to avoid overtime, and that run's going to help them out. As another one. This one not so much, 2 yards. As Towns, you got a big throw in here. You're going to need to do something. He's going to try to do it with his legs, though, and it's working at least. I feel like at some point, though, you got to do something with your arm, as they'll get a completion there. It looked like almost 2 Georgia players were fighting for it. It gets 4 yards, a minute to go. As Bulldogs, that's a shot down the field. It's broken up. He couldn't hang on. 3rd down, screen, got it, and the 1st and more to field goal range. That's what they needed. As Towns, another screen, and USC wasn't expecting it twice in a row, I suppose. 2nd down and 5, the run will get stopped, but Georgia, just keep the ball in the field of play here. You have to. Towns runs first, and in the red zone, they can run this clock down. And Towns caught it, and touchdown. You didn't even need to score. You just needed to go for the field goal, but they went for the score. They got it, and Georgia is looking like they're going to move on as a Hail Mary tipped up and intercepted. I mean, they were well shy anyway. They would have needed a miracle, and they'll run back the interception to get the clock down to 000. And Towns and Georgia move on to the semifinals. 265 and a touchdown for Towns. As who will be awaiting them? Well, it is Indiana. I'm happy Indiana's better in sim so far from what I've seen in 27 compared to 26. They're like a legit competing team now, as 3rd down and 3. Towns is going to run and gets the first to the 48-yard line. They're down by 10, though, as Towns off play action hit, and the ball, are you serious? It just floats into the hands of a defensive tackle. Unlucky. And Indiana was already up by 10 when that stroke of luck hit them. And now Georgia in some serious trouble as that ball incomplete. But maybe Indiana tries to get closer for a field goal. And no, I don't think so. I mean, it'd be a 60-yarder from here. They're going to try it, though. Bold, try, kick is wide right. And, well, you've gifted Georgia the field position right back as that throw into the flats. Never mind. Towns is picked off. I can't give you any leeway on that one. That one's on you. The first one that floated to the D tackle, unlucky. That one, though, I mean, and you can't be doing that. You just can't be. And that might be what ultimately costs you here, especially if Indiana finds the end zone. Screen on 3rd down, not able to get the stop. And they're at the 25-yard line now. Their quarterback, 300-plus yards, 3 touchdowns, just absolutely dealing in the ground game now for Indiana. 72 yards up, 15 carries. It's doing its thing. Every aspect of their offense is moving right now. 11 yards out. Read option. Tackle for a loss of 1. Third down, flag down. It's going to be a false start, so back them up. That's going to be helpful. You need to force a field goal, though. That's your only chance of still being in this one. As third down at 16. And the throw caught! And he's reaching! He's not quite there. 4th and inches. They'll toss it out! And touchdown! That's still inexcusable that you even let them have a 4th and inches. And now Georgia might be all done here. Towns is going to have a nice grab there from his receiver, but down 17 with 3 to go. And it just isn't going to happen. Is it the national championship? He's been chasing it 3 years, made it once, won a Heisman. Not enough to get it, though. Not enough. It's just unfortunate. 4th down and 10, incomplete. And there's your game. As Kyrie Towns had a very productive career. Upped his completion percentage once again, 27 touchdowns, 9 rushing touchdowns, and over 4,000 all-purpose yards, a first-round draft pick as well. And moving on to the next season, Britton Beatty will be a 4th-round pick despite his prolific season, as Artie McBean starting, +4 overall. Good on him that after that heartbreaking game to still be a starter and hopefully, leading Nebraska to success. Matlock starting at Texas. Wilcox back up still at Arizona State, and our new commit also going to Texas. He's star development. So 2 quarterbacks at Texas. TJ Maddie? I associate Maddie with, 2 Ds. So would this be TJ Maddie? I don't know. He looks really good, though. He's a gem, and he's awesome. So we'll go into the playoffs here. Texas is going to have a 10-point deficit. Artie McBean did not make a bowl game at 7-5, and not so special of a season this year. Let's instead see what Matlock has, as his Texas Longhorns just knock home a field goal in the first 30 seconds of the quarter to make it 17-10. But Matlock looked really good. Among the quarterbacks that we have seen so far, what they look like in their base scouting, thought he was one of the more impressive looking ones. So let's see if he can live up to it. As, it's not always the guys with the highest stats that end up being the most successful. I mean, the guy to win a national championship so far was the bust first quarterback. So, you get some interesting results as Matlock is sacked after getting the ball back. 2nd and 18. Throw short's going to be no gain. 3rd down and 18 as he'll go screen now to the back. And he turns the corner for a nice gain of 11, but nowhere near enough for a first down. The punt pins them back at the 3, but USC quickly finds themselves into a safe area where they can avoid a safety, as they'll get a first down now and a gain of 3 after that broken tackle. 6.5 to go. Screen, and it'll go down for 1 on the play as USC play action. Gets a little zig route, and another 4 on the play. Texas looking for the stop here, and no, he doesn't have it. Not only that, you let him get 34 on the play, as the inside handoff is going to get it for about 10. 2nd and inches now after he drops back. Hitch route wide open. Everybody play it off. And now from the 30, he'll drop. He'll hit his man outside. And can anybody catch him? No, they can't. Touchdown, Trojans. Just left him uncovered, completely free, and no one could even catch him after he caught it and ran most of the distance to the end zone. That is just inexcusable defense, especially considering you let them in total go on a 97-yard drive to get there and maybe put this game away, because you got under 4 minutes to go now, and even though your running back's got 100 yards, you can't really lean on him a whole lot. You need to throw it, and your throws have been not so much downfield. It's been a lot of 5 to 10 area stuff, but they send the blitz, and you finally hit them with a big one. Touchdown, Texas. It's a great job to beat the blitz there. They sent everybody. You just stood, delivered, found the right receiver, and now you're giving yourself a shot here if you could get the ball back, as USC with 1 first down there. Another one will maybe do it, as they'll go with the scramble and the RPO, and that's a first down and a lot more. Oh my goodness, man. As yep, there's a third first, and all the way to the 2. They might just score a touchdown. They won't get it there. 2-minute warning, but I mean, regardless, it's gonna be a 2-score game barring a fumble. 3rd and goal, handoff, in, touchdown. And USC, that's a really bad defense from Texas in this 4th quarter. That's just inexcusable. Last play of the game, we jump ahead to Texas getting it to goal to go. It's a sack fumble, so they end up losing by 14 as USC gets the job done. 3,800 yards, 24 touchdowns, 8 picks, only 1 rushing touchdown on the ground. A fine season, nothing special there as we hit yet another off season, another transfer, no surprise. Artie McBean is going to be up to an 89 overall, all things considered, a +2 jump. Matlock, a +4 jump. Look at the elusiveness and the arm strength on him. The accuracy just needs to get a little bit better. Eric Wilcox still sitting on the bench here, but he's close to being a starter. I think maybe by next year, based on what the depth chart was looking like. And TJ, I think I'm just gonna call him TJ Maddie. That sounds better, but it might be Mady. You can let me know, but it's TJ Maddie. Looks good. Shakir Ahmed, next player, 91 short accuracy, looks really nice as well. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of interesting accuracies for some of the players. Artie McBean gets a nice little bowl win here, 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 picks, so a big step-up season from him. And how about Matlock in a playoff game against a 13-0 Miami of Ohio? A little interesting matchup here. One thing that I always look for when the new game comes out is, once you get 5, 10, 15 years in, does any bad team ever rise up and become a contender? Or is it just Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Michigan, same old every year? And so far in this first video, we've seen Memphis become pretty good. And now Miami of Ohio's here. We'll see if they can stick around, but they are the 8th seed right now, and they got a touchdown and not quite going to be able to tie it with the 2-point conversion failing, but 24-22 as with just under 8 minutes to play. Can Matlock get a playoff victory this time around, as it'll be a run for a first? Their running back averaging 9 yards a carry, as he'll take a shot over the middle, short, and no real gain after the catch. 6 yards. He's brought down immediately. 2nd and 4. Matlock sacked. 3rd down and 10. As he'll throw behind his man, tipped and picked off. He tipped it to himself and picked off. That's just a bad throw, but you paid for it with a really impressive play by the linebacker. And now, well, you're basically in field goal range. Can Miami of Ohio pull this one off and go to 14-0 with a playoff victory? A home playoff game for them, meanwhile. That's also a thing you got to keep in mind here. A home playoff game for Miami of Ohio is impressive. As a throw short, not going to get anything. 3rd and 11. As can they at least keep their field goal and not put the ball up in a risky territory? It's incomplete, so you're at least going to get out of here with 3 as the kick is good. 25-24. Texas is losing with under 5 to go. And here's a big run. One cut makes a move and gets him to the 46. That's an impressive run. He's averaging now over 10 yards a carry. Give him the ball more. Matlock for 6. Bubble outside. Not going to get far. Just a single yard. This running back is too good to only have 11 carries. As Matlock going to try to scramble. Matlock's got the first down. 39-yard line. Now Texas in field goal range, so maybe they could try to escape with a win if they can, take down this clock and boot home a field goal. It's inside 50 yards here and going to be inside 40 yards now as, oh my goodness, man, he's just running through this less talented team. But even though they're less talented, they are still finding a way to keep this close. 1st and goal. Pitch it out. He's tackled for a loss. 2nd and goal from the 5. Inside handoff. Down for 1. 3rd and goal. As Matlock play action. Can he find the end zone? He takes his shot, but he can't hang on. And they'll have to kick a field goal. Kick is good, so Texas has the lead. But can Miami of Ohio go on a game-winning field goal drive here? Their first play is a 0-yard run. And now the throw. He's sacked. This might be troublesome. If you're rooting for the underdog here, he's going to float it up. Oh, it's incomplete. 4th and 12. It might be all over for him now. Texas, can they survive? Taking a shot. It's incomplete. And Texas might be here to win. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? Picked off. Are you kidding me? A defensive tackle picked off the screen. How have you just done that? You could have just ran it. And oh my goodness. That is incredible. That is unbelievable. Why? Who is the I know we threw a pick. Who is the coach who made that decision? Miami, Ohio just booted through a field goal for the lead with under 40 seconds to play. Texas has no timeouts. Matlock, completion. They might choke a game away in one of like the biggest playoff upsets. 24 seconds and incomplete. 3rd and 10. You got maybe another shot in the middle of the field that you can get back and spike the ball, but you need to take it. There it is. Incomplete. 4th and 10. 17 seconds. Matlock got him in. Caught. I don't think it's enough for field goal range, though. From the 45. 11 seconds, they'll run up and spike it. It'd be well over 60 yards from here. They spike it. I mean, we've seen a 60-yard try already in this video, and he's instead just going to take the shot of the Hail Mary. It's incomplete. 1 second to play. Hail Mary. They can't kick a 62, 63-yarder. Hail Mary. And it's tipped, picked, game over. Miami of Ohio just beat Texas in a playoff game. Are you kidding me? Matlock played poorly. Oh my goodness, he had a worse season. He played poorly. Disgusting. Disgusting if you're Texas. Artie McBean is a 4th-round draft pick, so hey, thumbs up to a Matlock. He just went to the NFL. 1st-round pick. You're picking that dude in the 1st round after what he just did? Eric Wilcox will be a starter at Arizona State. Hey, Patrick over here. You're not Patrick Mahomes. You're still on the bench here. T.J. Maddie still on the bench at Ohio State, but at least he stayed. And they got Shakira Ahmed, star dev, headed to Georgia, so it won't be a super eventful year. Caesar Angel, how about 96 throw power for a pocket passer? Gem, so that's cool. We've seen some 95, 96 throw power. That's a nice sign to see. So Eric Wilcox, bowl game, 52-0. He went 10-3, but my goodness, I mean, even if we wanted to watch a bowl game, we weren't watching that one. Disgusting. Wilcox will be back as a starter again. That was the only player starting this past season, so was able to get through the season pretty quickly. Patrick's going to be starting at Ole Miss, and T.J. Maddie's going to be starting at Ohio State as a redshirt sophomore. I like the stats that I'm seeing here. Shakir Ahmed immediately transferred to LSU and got a +3. It's good on him, I guess, and Caesar Angel is going to go to Ohio State, star development. And oh boy, let's see if I can get this one right. Joaquin Grudadoria, the next quarterback. Interesting name. As we head to the bracket where Ohio State does make the playoffs, and Wilcox once again 10 wins, but this time he does win the bowl game pretty handily. 3,900 yards, 29 touchdowns, 8 picks. And we'll head to Ohio State. TJ Maddie is going to be the starter here for the number 9 seed Ohio State. Patrick over there at Ole Miss, not a great year, 3 wins. So, I mean, you know, most quarterbacks, though, have been making bowl games, and just about every quarterback, like almost all of them, I'm pretty sure, have got a chance to start at least a season. So, you know, that's a long way from, you know, when we first did this video way back for College Football 25. I mean, we would go through and players would just be getting straight up cut after like 2 years or something. If they didn't start, they didn't hit the portal, they just kind of stuck around and they just would get cut. So, I mean, you could see like the year-to-year improvement of the game and its logic and the fact that these number 1 quarterbacks, objectively a number 1 quarterback, will get an opportunity. The only thing that this game hasn't really reflected very well, I feel like, is the fact that none of these quarterbacks are transferring to smaller schools after maybe like failing at the big school. They just like will not play at the big school and then just transfer to like another big school and then just hope they play. So maybe that's the only other next step, but obviously that's going to come into the fact that you have like the NIL stuff, and if you got a 5-star number 1 overall quarterback who's hitting the transfer portal, you're probably not going to have the NIL. A lot of mid-tier schools and definitely the small schools are not going to have the money to sign those types of guys. So I mean, that's something that probably does need to get improved upon, but improvement, we'll take it. Sorry, I've just been kind of talking through this one. Iowa, a nice play there as it's a touchdown to make it a 10-point game. I've just been kind of talking through it just due to the fact that, well, Ohio State's had this one pretty in hand, but Iowa with that really nice play is going to get an onside kick, and you could see also, we seen it a little earlier, but like the dynamic weather is really nice. You could see like the quarter started, things were pretty clear up, and now, we got some maybe snow falling here. Like I do think there is a lot of nice things about this game. There's obviously some other things that I've seen that is, a little negative here, but we'll I just try to focus on the positives. Maybe I can, like give my thoughts on the game a little bit more throughout, sprinkled in, or maybe make a whole video on it. I don't know. But, I just kind of like giving little bits of info there when I can, and things that I've experienced already, because I had 28 hours recording this one, and then plus all the videos I've already started recording on. I got like over 35 hours in this game. All of it in Dynasty mode, so I've already noticed a decent amount of things with the gameplay and the sim engine that are really interesting. But Ohio State recovers the onside kick, gets the job done here. DJ Batty tackled the mascot, and I do like those little post-game celebrations. Some of those are fun. Indiana, the number 1 seed, and 13-0. So we'll see if Ohio State can take them down, or will DJ get them to a national championship appearance here, as they still got a little ways to go here, going from, not having a first-round bye, winning in round 1. They already beat one conference opponent. Can you beat a second conference opponent? And the guy who's the best in the conference, that's a fumble. It's picked up, and in a tie game, that's a game-changing fumble recovery there, as Avery is going to march off the field to get his offense started in field goal position, where that ball is swatted away. Indiana's defense could really bail out the offense here, but it doesn't look like they're going to knock them out of field goal range. Ohio State makes it a little bit closer. 3rd down and 4, and they'll convert, break a tackle, get the first of the 13, and now you got to worry about them scoring a touchdown. Handoff. So he gets through for 5. 2nd down, as they'll go handoff again. And another couple of yards. Make it 3rd down and 2. Maddie outside on the stick route. Touchdown. And the Buckeyes take the lead here. And we have been searching for somebody to win a national championship after Titus Davis. But, like I said it at the start after he won it. I'm like, man, we go through whole videos sometimes without getting anybody winning a national championship. So the fact the first guy did it is really impressive. So, I hope those words don't come out to be true, where nobody else wins one, and we got the first one out the way. And we've had seasons better than what Titus Davis has put up. Like, he's had nice seasons, but we've had Heisman winners. We've had 5,000-yard seasons, 40 passing touchdowns, double-digit rushing touchdown seasons. We've had some good ones, but I'm looking to see who's going to be, when we do that end section, when we do the best of the best, who's going to have the best season, who's going to have the best career. We're looking for who's going to have the best resume, best accolades, the most accomplished, as Ohio State back out on defense, and Indiana has just 3 minutes to try to put something together. 3rd down and 10, and outside of the hour out, got him for the first and more. His job is Indiana. This could be their last real drive. Who knows if Ohio State gets the ball back, if they'll even be stopped. They might run out the rest of the time, as Indiana 2-minute warning is hit. Now, definitely looking like your last chance. Got the completion there. Handoff, and deep into Ohio State territory. Breaks free. Touchdown, Indiana. And that's tied up. We haven't gone to overtime in a while. We might be due for one here. As Maddie over the middle. Maybe not. 50-yard line already. And Maddie already back to the line. Ohio State, plenty of time. All their timeouts. And a completion. And a broken tackle. And another 22. Just like that. 2 plays later, they're in field goal range. And Indiana's burning timeouts. A 1st down here makes it so they can run out that clock. But they're going to run it all the way to the end touchdown Ohio State. And they have now given Indiana a chance to respond if they so choose to with 1:20 to go and no timeouts. If, some running backs, maybe if they were smart, they would go down right at the 1-yard line, run that clock, kick a 19-yard field goal, and let it go out and ride off into a victory for the Final Four. But Indiana is going to have a nice run there to give themselves a chance. They're definitely in Hail Mary position already, but they're looking for even closer than that. Into Buckeye territory. First down, 47 seconds to play. As Indiana moving. He's going to scramble. No, he gets rid of it. Nice job. That's a nice little, play right there to not lose time, not get himself tackled in bounds. That's knocked away. Now 3rd down and 10 as Indiana. What do you got here? Stepping up. 3-man rush. And he just had a man there. I think he could have fit that in. It said 4th down after a throwaway. 4th and 10. Deep shot. Game over. Ohio State wins. And they'll move on. 38-31. A lot of pass attempts. Maddie, not a great completion percentage game, but 2 touchdowns and no picks, and they take on Alabama now. Final Four, semifinals, a chance to go to a national championship and be another player to have a chance, be a representative at the least of getting to a national championship, but maybe could be the second one to win one. Maddie's had a really nice season in his first year as a starter. Ohio State's defense playing awesome this game. I have to imagine Alabama's quarterback is hurt. No way their starting quarterback has just 30 yards on the game. I have to imagine that the backup is in, which regardless, either way, either they're playing incredible defense and stopping the starter, or they're dealing with a backup quarterback. Regardless, it's good for Ohio State. Just like that play is amazing for them. Give them 32. Maddie on the play action. And with nice blocking, throws across his body. Nice ball. Unbelievable throws that you see sometimes at these quarterbacks. I love it, man. That's like probably my favorite thing so far that I have seen, is the quarterbacks willing to make incredible throws and try things that they wouldn't normally try. Down to the 1-yard line, toss it out, got the edge, got the score. Ohio State was already up by 4. Now give them a double-digit lead, 11 points up, as Bama now needing a comeback here with 5.5 to go. Or Ohio State shut the door on it and get themselves to a national title game. 4th down. Will it be a 4-and-out? Got the completion. He stopped. Didn't get it. He's short. And Ohio State makes a move there. They're going to be able to run through this Bama team. It might be wraps for Bama. Throw. Touchdown on the slant. 3-score lead. And Bama doesn't know what hit him. 4.5 to go. And Bama, they respond. There you go. 83 yards. He's gone. Touchdown. Maybe not done quite yet, but I mean, they need more of that if they're going to have a success in this one. 11-point game. Under 4 to go. Spinning off a tackler. Ohio State's got the run for the first. How about another one? That's going to be 2 first downs on this drive. And Bama going to start using timeouts soon. Probably after this one. Quick throw on the RPO. Make that 3 first downs. Bama's now out of timeouts after a couple more plays. And make it 4 first downs to seal the game. Bama had a couple of tries, couple of chances. None went their way. And Maddie, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and headed to a national title game against Miami and the Hurricanes. In Miami, so a little home game for the Hurricanes. It's 7-3, really low-scoring defensive game. Running back for Ohio State, 11 carries, 11 yards. And Maddie, that's a nice ball, but incomplete. Not an easy one to bring in, but definitely catchable. 3rd down and 5. Maddie steps up, throws, incomplete again. And they're gonna punt as well, so no field goal even to make it a 1-point game. And Miami, I mean, I can't really criticize too, or no one's really been able to do anything, as up the middle on the ground. That'll be a first down run. 12 carries, 35 yards, and that was his biggest run for sure, as Miami broken tackle on the completion, as their quarterback is under 100 yards and has 2 picks. I mean, both defenses, I guess that's why they're here in the national championship. Their defenses are special here, as the sweep outside got a tackle for a loss of 1. 3rd down and 9 from the 33. As he's got time, loads up and throws, open man, touchdown, Hurricanes. Making a 2-score game, unfortunately. There's a chance to get off the field there and keep it a one-score game, but now Ohio State has to do something they haven't been able to. Find the end zone today, and they're not going to. It's picked off. Miami, interception. And yeah, I am looking at a team that is close to putting this one away. And after a completion there to make it 1st and goal, it might be all done. Inside, touchdown, Hurricanes 21-3. And just a offensive struggle on both sides, but Miami's offense struggling a bit less. As Ohio State, that's a nice play there, but it might be just too little too late. 4 minutes to go, and you need 3 scores, 3 touchdowns to potentially win this game. I don't see that happening, and it could just go down as another national championship failure. Sack, fumble. Ohio State jumps on it, but I mean, you're backed up to 3rd and 18, deep shot, and in double coverage swatted away. 4th and 18, game on the line, and Ohio State with one last try, incomplete, and that'll do it. T.J. Maddie goes for 4,400 yards, 44 touchdowns, which is impressive, but only a 57 completion percentage. And I feel like with that type of season, prolific but inefficient, you could have stayed. He goes pro after 1 year and a 5th-round pick. I think he really should have went for another season at Ohio State. Big numbers, of course, but I don't know if he's NFL ready. I think that's a little premature to be headed to the league. Angel here at Ohio State. Shakir, still doing his thing for LSU, not starting. And Joaquin is going to Michigan Impact Dev. Nick Madu is going to be a bust, but ultimately fine. I wanted to show you this because this is really interesting. So Caesar Angel went from Ohio State. He transferred to LSU. Also, Joaquin goes to Oregon, but from Ohio State, transferred to LSU, only to when I went and found him, he's back on Ohio State just with a different number. How does that happen? That's really weird. Like, just sure, why not? I guess he changed his mind. Kind of awkward. Madu goes to Oklahoma star Alfonso Sherry up next. Really like that little skill set there. 94 power with 90 deep accuracy and some decent speed over 80. I kind of like that. So we go to Shakir Ahmed, who is starting for a LSU bowl game and a victory there. 30 touchdowns to 3 picks. Low completion percentage, but a very nice season overall. 10-3. So we go to the next season, and Angel transfers again. Ohio State to Alabama, but he doesn't end up at Alabama. We'll get to that in a second. Ahmed still starting here. He ends up at Ole Miss. What? What is this dude doing? So he's went from Ohio State to not Ohio State, back to Ohio State, to Alabama, to Ole Miss. Now he's here at Ole Miss. Sure. Joaquin at least is sticking around at Oregon. Madu also immediately transferred to Miami, which is a weird one since he is buried on the bench. And Alfonso Sherry here, star dev, 78 overall. Looks really nice. Alex Madrino is the next one up, another bust. This one not so exciting as we go to LSU in the playoffs. How about an undefeated 13-0 season? Also Miami University there. Still 13-0, still making the playoffs. So Joaquin ends up at 7-5, not making a bowl game. Let's look in, though, at Caesar Angel for Ole Miss, finally getting an opportunity to start. But he is set up in a 13-10 game against Michigan in the playoffs here, winning right now, but on the road against the higher seed Michigan team. They barely snuck in at that 12 spot as Angel gets the ball back after his defense with a stop. About 9 minutes to play. And second down to 10. Angel throwing. No, he's hit and sacked. 3rd and 16. Angel at his own 1. Steps up and runs. Throws it deep. Double coverage. Picked off. And Michigan takes it back. Takes it all the way. Touchdown. Pick 6. Michigan and take the lead from 52. And Angel, I mean, I would imagine he's probably got a lot of people not liking him too much. I'd imagine Ohio State fans don't like him, But also, would Ohio State fans, hey, in this situation, Ohio State fans, would you root for Michigan or Ole Miss here? Would you root for the quarterback that transferred from you, then changed his mind, came back, and then transferred again? So kind of double left you and also changed his mind and also made things probably pretty awkward? Or would you root for your biggest, harshest rivals? Who would you hate watch more? This would be the ultimate Ohio State hate watch, as Michigan 17-13 with the ball back now. 4 minutes for Michigan to try to put this one away and really make the pick six be the game loser, game ender there. 3rd down and 8, though. Chance to get off the field, and they will not do it. So we're down to just over 3 minutes to play. And Michigan going to get it to 3rd down and 7 as Ole Miss using a timeout. Swing it out. A little swing screen to the back. He's not going to be able to get the 1st down, though. So Michigan, what are they doing? That is a 64-yard field goal that they just missed. What are you doing? 64 yards. I'm impressed that you had that leg, but why are you kicking it from that far in this situation? Do not give Caesar Angel a chance to win this game. 2nd and inches. Running through a defender, but he's losing a yard or two. 3rd down and 2. Angel swinging outside. Nice tackle. 4th and 3. Game on the line. And Michigan to try to end it here. Angel. Oh, he throws a pick. Game over. Angel, that was disgusting behavior there on that game. 35 touchdowns, 8 picks in that season as a whole, but like the game was terrible. 3 interceptions and just bad stuff all around. LSU, meanwhile, Shakir Ahmed starting for the 13-0 undefeated LSU Tigers, and obviously the odds-on favorite to make it all the way, as Tennessee with 2 tight grabs there, and it's 16-10. LSU's losing right now, and Tennessee is in scoring range. 3rd down and 6, as that's incomplete. Also, really interesting, I didn't edit the jerseys here. It's like, why is it white on white? I don't I don't know, man. I rarely edit the jerseys. I did it one time earlier for Stanford because I liked their black jerseys and I wanted to see them. I didn't edit anything here, though. It's just a white on white game, I suppose. But LSU is stepping up, and Ahmed throwing. I mean, you probably just could have done better running the ball yourself. I don't know why you didn't do that, as he's not much of a running threat, I suppose, but like, dang, man, just throwing on the run to a drag route right in front of you that's covered, that's not going to do much, as Tennessee is up by 9, so a 2-score game, and the ball, and in LSU territory now with that run. So things are looking all good for Tennessee. LSU might go down immediately as the 1 seed if they can't figure something out here. 3rd down and 3. This could be a helpful play, but it won't be. Broken tackle, touchdown. Tennessee is going to go up by 16 points now, and this one is looking like it could be all over. LSU really needs a score now. If they don't get a touchdown this drive, it's all over. Pretty definitively, I would say. As Ahmed is going to the flats, and he's got a man for about 7 yards. He's over 200 yards in the game, but hasn't found the end zone in the air, and has a pick on the day as well, so it hasn't been a great game for him. 4 minutes to go. You're really running out of time here, but got to play to the 21, 3:48 now. Handoff, nice blocking, nice run into the 8-yard line. Okay, could get a little scary here for Tennessee if it happens, in a 2-point conversion as well. 2nd and goal, though, after the incompletion. Handoff to the 3 he goes. 3rd and goal, 3:18. Ahmed, end zone incomplete. Could have been picked by 2 different defenders instead. 4th and goal. Game on the line. Caught. Touchdown. But LSU, they kicked the extra point. I guess that still needs to be tweaked in this game for the AI logic. Why are you not going for 2? I don't know, but I just sit here and I watch. That's what I do. So we just let whatever happens, and they get a stop. So LSU actually gets the ball back, and things could be really different if it was a 1-score game. That's a nice run as well, 33 yards. I mean, they got 2 timeouts as well, and then down the middle, touchdown, LSU. I mean, if they hit a 2-point conversion, they could have been on a spot to tie this game. Instead, it's a 2-point deficit because they've kicked 2 extra points, and they don't get the onside kick. Still, though, with 2 timeouts, you can get the ball back if Tennessee doesn't get a first down. That's a big if, though, as they get to 3rd down and 9. They could get the ball here. Tennessee, no! Come on, man. First down, Ahmed. 36 touchdowns to 3 picks, but almost. The 2-point conversion logic, you got to go for it there. So Ahmed ends up going in the 2nd round. Flying quarterback prospect. Angel's going to be starting once again for Ole Miss. Didn't transfer or fake transfer. Neither happened. Joaquin going to be starting here for Oregon. And then Nick Madu is still just sitting on the bench for Miami. And then Alfonso Sherry also sitting on the bench for Angel right now. Alex Medrano is going to be also on the bench at Miami. So 2 Miami, 2 Ole Miss on the bench. And then look at this dude. Oh my goodness, look at this dude. Legend Moon. He's got 93 speed. And he's got a sick name. This has got to be the best quarterback ever. I mean, he just has to be. You ever scout people just on how cool their name is? He passes the name test, and he's got 93 speed. So we're going to be excited to see him when we get the opportunity. For now, Joaquin did not make a bowl game once again, but for Caesar Angel, he's got his Ole Miss squad down 21-13. He had a very horrific playoff performance against Michigan. See if it's a little bit better against Florida State if he can pull off a victory here, as the run for 7 yards will get them 2nd down and 3. Broken tackle really bailed them out there. That screen would have lost them a lot, but instead it'll be a 1st down. Now Angel on the keeper. He'll just lose another yard, though. 3rd down and 10. Another long distance 3rd down, but he got an open man. So Angel is playing total like a better game. You can see the stats there. 2 touchdowns and a pick, just shy of 200 yards. And he will go over the 200-yard mark here. So not a disastrous 1 touchdown, 3 pick like against Michigan, but still he's got to do a little bit more. And the defender gave it his all on that one, but he wasn't able to come up with a play on the ball. It's a touchdown, but no 2-point conversion to go with it. So Florida State maintains their 2-point lead for now, at least, as their running game. See if they can, work on extending this lead and running the clock maybe, as falling forward, make it 3rd down and 5. 24 carries for their back end. Hit as he's throwing a play action. Incomplete. So now Ole Miss is going to take it back. Angel outside, caught, and a 1st down, as from the 38-yard line. Maybe you just got to be on Ole Miss to win a national championship here. We got an Angel after, Titus Davis won it. We also had Patrick at Ole Miss. He had a really bad season, though. We have a backup at Ole Miss as well. We've got a lot of Ole Miss representation in this video, because Sherry is also on the bench right now for Ole Miss, so he's kind of like next in line. It's just a very heavy if you're an Ole Miss fan, I guess you'll like this one for the most part. Maybe other than Caesar Angel choking away, because, yeah, after a couple of runs, not succeeding, and not getting the ball back, it'll be a loss, as Angel, 29 touchdowns, 8 picks, -1 rushing yards, and 0 rushing touchdowns. Angel actually goes in the 1st round. I don't think he deserves to, but good on him, I guess. And oh, look at Alex Medrano also transfers to Ole Miss. Sure. It's kind of awkward, though, because Alex Medrano is not going to start. Joaquin's still starting at Oregon. Madu still back up at Miami, but Alfonso Sherry's actually the starter, so he's younger and already better. Medrano's been a stinky player. He's still a 78 overall, so Alex Sherry's starting, though, and Legend Moon is elite dev. He's only a 74, but with that athleticism and like the speed and the arm strength, all he's got to do is get that accuracy up, and that overall is going to shoot up. And for Ole Miss, how about 2 Heisman candidates? Wide receiver, but also, crucially, Alfonso Sherry is in line for a Heisman Trophy. So could it be an Ole Miss success? And the results say, yes, it will be. Alfonso Sherry waited his time. He didn't immediately just bail the second somebody else came in and took his job or whatever. He waited. He took his opportunity, and in his first year, immediately wins Heisman. That's awesome to see. We need more of that. More guys just sticking it out, waiting for their turn, because now he's still, like a redshirt sophomore, and he's got plenty of time. He could go one and done here, 1 year starting like TJ Maddie did, or he could go and, see what happens if he can stay around like Kyrie Towns for 3-4 years as a starter. But for Sherry, how about a dominant second round performance? So you get a first round bye, and then almost you kind of get like 2 first round buys because you win 26-3 as Joaquin. This poor dude, he went 6-6 or 7-5 in all 3 of his years and didn't make a single bowl game. That's what I mean. Has anybody else been noticing that? Like, you don't be getting bowl games as much. I don't know what that's all about. But regardless, we'll focus in on Sherry here, who Heisman winner and up 17-3. So his defense is also putting in work because they only got 3 points allowed versus Tennessee, 3 points allowed versus Colorado. And Colorado with 5 minutes to play. This one we kind of go through a little quickly because it is, on the verge of being a dominant performance, but Colorado trying to stay within it. And for 4 minutes to go from the 23, completion, broken tackle to the 11, and maybe can make it a 1-score game here. Sending the blitz, get it out to the back. He makes the 1-man miss, and it's a touchdown. Colorado, 17-10, and Alfonso Sherry. What do you got here to try to seal it up? Well, you got 2 plays that lose 2 yards. 3rd down and 12. Sherry finds an open man and a first down. There you go. And Colorado starting to burn timeouts. Sherry down for a loss as it's 3rd and 9 now. And another 3rd down conversion. No, it's picked off. And not only that, pick 6. You gotta be kidding me, man. A pick 6 to just potentially, could lead to a loss here. It's a tie game. Sherry, you gotta be a little more heroic here and make up for that mistake. Sherry gonna scramble 3rd down. Well, he gets the first, and with a minute and a half to go, maybe he's just trying to intentionally make it more dramatic for us as they'll get a completion there for 6. 1:20 to play as Sherry is going to scramble. Yes, he will. And sliding down at the 46-yard line. A minute to go. Handoff outside. And he cuts it back. That's a really good run to get 9. 57 seconds. Keep it on the ground again. And Sherry's got his team at field goal range, but the ground game, him and his back are the ones really doing it here. So they run the clock all the way down. Colorado out of timeouts, and the field goal at the buzzer is good. Really just had to make it unnecessarily dramatic. The pick 6 was scary, but Sherry did his thing. And on to the national championship with very little, real resistance here. I mean, first round bye, dominant, and then, a self-imposed, hole that you dug, but even then you were able to dig yourself out of it pretty quickly. But Michigan is providing a lot bigger of a challenge here, 27-21. And Ole Miss, the only team that's won a national championship in this video for us, is, got their chance to win a second one with a second different quarterback as Michigan, screen, got a man, runs through him, and he gets it inside the 10. It's just a receiver trucking through a man as Michigan over the middle got into the end zone and a 2-score lead for the Wolverines. And it could be another national championship letdown. We've had some missed opportunities. TJ Maddie, he lost the national championship. Kyrie Towns wasn't able to get it done. We've had other players. Thomas was able to get, a couple of playoff wins under his belt, not able to get a national championship. A lot of failed runs after Titus Davis, and he still holds the standard of being a champion right now. And he did it in this very jersey that we're trying to root for now with Sherry after his Heisman winning season. He'll throw on 3rd and 13. Got him, man, but he can't reel it in. 4th and 13, and it could be over here. Sherry, deep shot, intercepted, underthrown, and Michigan is going to get it in great position. And with 6 minutes to play, up by 13, yeah, might be another national championship loss. Michigan inside the 10 now. If they get a field goal, still a 2-score game. We've kind of been down this road before, and It's not even going to matter. It looks like 4th and goal at the 1, so they actually do take the field goal, but by this point, 3.5 to go. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt since it is the national championship. We'll give you a try, but it's picked off. And, well, it didn't end up mattering. Michigan is going to tack on another field goal, so that officially makes it a 3-score game and a national championship loss. Sherry throws for 5,100 yards, 42 touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns. Honestly, a pretty wild season, but not enough for a championship. Joaquin goes in the 4th round, and Sherry, he sticks around and is going to start again, so he didn't one and done it after a Heisman winning season. He could have. Alex Medrano, I guess have fun sitting on the bench. Legend Moon sticks around at Tennessee. Okay. And then we have Nazir Benshaw going to Indiana, star Dev. And then last quarterback of the video, this is quarterback number 25, Joshua Ventura. That's all 25. So we'll get him into the world of college football and then get through everybody else's careers, get through his career. And at the end, we will tally all the results and give you all the info that you want to see. So Ole Miss back in the playoffs here. Sherry, the only quarterback of note this season, and he has got his Ole Miss squad with another first-round bye. It's not going to be a dominant game over Tennessee like it was last year. It's a 21-20 game against USC where he is losing at the moment. He did not win the Heisman this year. Wasn't even a Heisman candidate. His stats took a step back, but I think it's more so about trying to win this year rather than put up the 5,000 yards in the counting stats. He's still a tremendous quarterback, still a tremendous prospect, will be a first-round draft pick. It's not about that. It's about just winning a national championship now because that's the only thing missing in his cabinet. As Sherry out in the flats is going to have a completion to the fullback and a first down. The drive has been really good. It's been a really long drive, too. 3rd down and 7. Slan got it. First down. My goodness, we are taking up all the time here. Half the 4th quarter's been taken up, and Sherry running into the 3. Sherry's got just about 40 yards on the ground, and add 2 and no takeaway yards. 3rd down, he gets tackled for a loss at the 7 as Sherry, end zone throw, touchdown, and that's an Ole Miss lead. So that's a long drive. That was a long drive. 2-point conversion's no good, but can his team hang on and get him back to a Final Four appearance as USC got to score a touchdown. They should be well rested at least. Their offense should be pretty all right in that regard. Deep ball, got a step, and complete. Good job going up and fighting for that ball. Defender closed in nicely. 3rd down, stopped. 4th and 1, and they punted. 4th and 1. I know they're backed up, but man, 4th and 1 with 2.5 to go. 8 yards. That's a rough one for USC. They got to burn a timeout, and now still throwing. They get the first down there. One more will do it as that loses 4. The first down to end the game for Sherry. Runs. Sherry scrambling for about 6. Make it 3rd down and 8. And with the game on the line, the handoff is not going to be enough. 4th and inches. So close to ending it. So close. Mounts up the USC with a minute to play to try to score a touchdown here with no timeouts. Got to go 71 yards. And a completion will get him 15. Has 48 seconds to go now. Throwing over the middle again. I mean, they'll tackle him in the center of the field, make him spike the ball, but, I mean, they're getting chunks and getting rid of that football to avoid a sack. 3rd down and 10. It's just how quickly things can move when you have to use one of your downs for a spike, but they won't there as he gets out of bounds and the 1st and at the 27 now. USC completed down to the 2, 25 more, and this defense roll miss might let him down. Hurry it back to the line, 25 seconds, and they're going to not spike it here. They're going to just take their 4 shots while they can as he's going to move and hit, sacked, and he's got to hurry it back up again, and no spike. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. He's going to snap it, and maybe a play or 2 left out of bounds. He got 1 play. 3 seconds to go, and for the shot at the final 5, picked up. You don't even need to do anything other than go down, but he's going to take it all the way to the 24-yard line, and USC goes down. And Sherry with the win, 75 completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, a solid game overall, and into the semifinals now against a team that, if you've been paying attention to who's been on the brackets every year, dude, Miami of Ohio's been making it like every season. And if you remember, a couple of years ago, they beat Texas. How do you drop that screen, by the way? They beat Texas in the playoffs, and it wasn't like a one and done, like, oh, they made it. It was kind of like their miracle year. No, like, they're in the playoffs like every year. Like, what is going on? Miami of Ohio's become like a good team, as they're up 10-3 as well. This is, not something we really seen often in last year's game. I know there's been a lot of talk of like the parity and, bad teams just staying bad because of NIL and how the sim has worked. But, hey, man, Miami of Ohio, I guess, don't fall into that category. They're making it every year, and they're actually, like, not just a team farming the MAC. They're, like, a legit team. I even looked at their team, like, their roster. They're an 87 overall. So that's insane. Enough about them, though. We got to focus on Sherry trying to get his national title. He's down 10-3 right now against this really just good team right now. And they're at the 20-yard line. Gain of 21. 5 minutes to play. Bubble screen outside. Got him inside the 10 to the 5 to the 4. And it's goal to go. And now looking for the tie. Handoff. Running back in. Touchdown. We're all tied up. And hey, Miami of Ohio, you want to turn yourselves into a powerhouse. You want to be a national contender every single year. You want to win one. You got to go and beat teams like this. You got to beat the teams that have been there, done that, got everything back in them in the SEC. As 3rd down and 18, they avoid the safety, but a quick 3 and out and backed up. They had to punt, so it's a good field position for the Rebels as well. Sherry sacked, fumble, and they lose a lot of yards. Even though they keep the ball, lose 14 on the play, and Sherry now is getting hit and out of bounds. He got rid of the ball. 3rd down and 24. And they'll just play it safe. Keep it on the ground. Sherry gets blocking. Oh, he's got the 1st and more. Sherry, 3rd and 20 plus on the run. He got it. You can't let that happen if you're Miami of Ohio, man. You just can't. As with 1:30 to go, pass swat at the line. 4th down and 7. And even though they don't get much further after that big run, it's enough to get them a game potentially winning field goal. As can this Red Hawk team pull this one off? They start with a 5-yard completion. We're right at the 60-second mark, and he's moving right. Running, diving. That's only 3 yards. So now read option gets the 1st. And they got 2 timeouts. They're going to keep them. Run back to the line. 45 seconds to go. Stepping up. Throwing. And that's a great grab. 2 defenders were there. And they couldn't make a play on it. Down to their last timeout now from the 47. Just get a little bit closer. That's going to give them 5. Maybe 1 more of those, and they're in field goal range. 25 seconds to play. Hit as he's throwing. He got rid of it. Avoid taking the sack there as it's 3rd down. And they go run. They surprise them with the run. He's got it. 1st down and more. Field goal. Try from 47. And we are headed to overtime. Oh boy, man. They're actually making it difficult. As Ole Miss, will they go down here in the semifinals? Will it be a Miami of Ohio national championship appearance? That would be ridiculous. 3rd down and 6. Sherry. Flats. Caught. And it's going to have to result in 4th down. Oh boy, it's a field goal. They need to hold them out of the end zone here. They need to hold them out. Redhawks throwing short. That's a completion. Running back Scott 8. 17 yards away. Play action. And with time, end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Redhawks. Oh my goodness, Miami of Ohio. 16-0 to a national championship. And trust me, you'll see the results at the end. At the end of the video, I show all of the national champions and Heisman winners and all the matchups, so you'll get to see how Miami of Ohio fared. Also, Legend Moon. I guess we didn't have enough quarterbacks at Ole Miss. What do you mean he's going to Ole Miss? Now, Alfonso Sherry, this is his last year. But we also have Alex Madrano here, I guess. And then also Legend Moon here. He took a +6 jump, though. What are we doing? Why is everyone at Ole Miss? What's going on here? Nazir Benshaw is not going to start yet, but he's looking pretty good. And Josh Ventura, the last quarterback of the video, is a star dev going to Michigan. But oh boy, look what we got here. Ole Miss, 3 seed. And look who they're matching up against. We have a rematch. Dude, Miami, Ohio. They didn't go undefeated this year. But, well, they're the 11th seed, and they won their first playoff game. Who became the coach of this program and did this? As Ole Miss Sherry, what a throw across his body into the red zone. As Ole Miss, they're down right now, 22-17. Are they going to lose to the same team twice on their road to trying to get back to a national championship? I mean, trust me, we got 2 quarterbacks on the bench waiting in the wings. Will that even matter, though, if you're just stuck losing to the same team? Back-to-back years, you have to settle for a field goal. The kick is good. That's awesome. You're still down by 2, though. And the handoff. And the Redhawks got another first down, moving the chains 100 yards for their back, as they have been able to control the ball for the most of this game and rack up first downs like this one here. Another one on the ground. The running back is averaging impressive 9 yards to carry right now. 5.5 to go. Stepping up and running. He's got the first down with his legs. And it's just been everybody pitching in for this Red Hawk team. Sliding for 3 more. We're under 5 to play. As they'll go with a handoff. Sweep it to the outside and not getting anything. He'll get no gain. They'll say back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 7. To the air. Blitz picked up for a moment, but not enough. Not enough time as he gets sacked, and they'll try a long kick. Kick is blocked! Kicker immediately dives down on it, but the field goal for a 5-point lead is blocked. And that could be the game changer, because now you are 10 to 15 yards away from field goal range of your own, but Sherry is sacked. And, well, now you're not so close to field goal range. Sacked again. And Miami of Ohio takes over. That was your chance. You blocked a field goal, and now a 2.5 to go. He breaks free on the ground and all the way to the 32. And there's no way they're going to win this game again. Toss it out. One more first down. He's 1 yard shy. 3rd and inches for the win. No way, man. They beat him again. He did it again. Sherry. His stats year after year kind of went down. And, man, that's just so unfortunate. He's a first-round draft pick. Good on him. And you're thinking to yourself, well, Alex Madrino, you must be the starter now, surely. Nope. Nope. Legend Moon takes a +7 jump and will now take over the reins at Ole Miss. Nazir Benshaw at Indiana will be the starter, and Josh Ventura will still be a backup at Michigan. Dude, that other quarterback for Ole Miss, Madrino, what the heck are you doing, man? You just got jumped by everybody. And Legend Moon now, a Heisman finalist, and boys, we got ourselves something special here. As Legend Moon, you gotta, if your name is Legend, you better live up to it. Well, in his 1 year here, in his first time starting, he wins a Heisman, and he's taking home that trophy with a spectacular season that you will see once it's over. But we got a story to finish for Ole Miss against what they have been dealing with. Look at this bracket, man. This is scripted, man. They gotta face them again, don't they? Yes, we do. Come on, round 3. Nazir Benshaw goes 7-5, doesn't make a bowl game. It's whatever, who cares? It's time for the Legend Moon game to try and do what Sherry and I guess nobody else in this video has been able to do. Remember, Texas had a playoff run years ago ended by this team as well. So we've had 3 playoff runs in this video ended by Miami of Ohio. Will it be 4? Ole Miss is the #1 seed, 13-0. Moon on the keeper. Here goes the legend. And he's gone. Touchdown. The fastest quarterback in the video is just putting that speed on display. A 35-yard keeper for the score, and Legend Moon, sick name, sick play, sick player, and it's a 13-point lead in that throw over that of his receiver. That was a chance there, but unfortunately not going to happen, as the Heisman winning Moon is going to try to do Like, seriously, I want to beat Miami of Ohio in this video. Like, we haven't been able to do it. I don't know how. It's crazy. Of all the teams, if I asked you what team would be the barrier standing in the way of a national championship for us, how many guesses would you have gone through before you got to Miami, Ohio? How many? As a throw outside, got a man, nice ball. And this team does not go down easy, man. There's 5.5 to go. To the end zone, no, broken up. Nice hits. 5-17, sacked at the 37. And now, 3rd and 20. You can't really afford to take a field goal. You need a touchdown. Will you convert on the run? He's got it. Conversion, it's 1st and goal. And for the 1-score game, they'll have it at the 4, move to the 3 actually. As 2nd and goal, up the middle, nice tackle at the 3, 3rd down and goal, to the air, end zone, incomplete, 4th and goal, he can finally end him here, blitz in, got it though, touchdown. It really just won't go down, man. It won't go down. What is this indestructible force? Will the legend Moon have it as he gets it outside with a nice completion on the run and a great grab as well. 3.5 minutes to try to tick away. Or can you find points on the drive to put this game through and put you on to the next round? Get this demon off of your program, man. They've been terrorizing you for years now. 3rd and 11 as Moon throwing, got a tight throw, there it is, completed, nice ball, and Moon now, drop it back, he's gonna let it fly, and beautiful, touchdown, what a throw, touchdown legend, Moon, and the 2-pointer's good, and he's building his legend here, for the Rebels. Unbelievable throw, and that might be what it takes to put Miami of Ohio down for good. They're down to 3rd and 11, and they need not only a touchdown but an onside kick to do it here as they get the 1st down, but I think it's just not going to be enough. Oh my goodness, man. This is ridiculous. I can't believe that this is the team that's been a thorn in our sides for the last like half an hour of this video, man. 3rd down and 3 as they go outside, caught, and a 1st down out of bounds. But like I said, you need an onside kick even if you score a touchdown here, which is likelihood of that happening not so high. 23-yard line now, 60 seconds to play, and another completion inside the 10. Even still, they might score another touchdown. Even still. Like, my goodness, man, the team that just don't go away. They finally get stopped here for 4th down and 10. Will it be it? As he'll throw, end zone, caught, touchdown. Please do not recover the onside kick and make this even more stressful. They are going to kick it, and recovered by the Rebels. Finally, man. Oh my goodness. Moon has a spectacular 3 rushing touchdowns, 300 plus total yards, and 4 total touchdowns as they go to the semifinals to take on BYU, and right now they are up 31-15. It's a very comfortable lead that they are going to try to expand upon, but BYU with the completion there, a lot of yards after the catch as Moon has to watch his defense, see if they can not blow this one. I want to see Moon go at least to the national championship and try to get the national championship. The last like 3 quarterbacks we've had appear all failed to do. As 4th and inches, BYU keeps it moving. This has been a long drive. Dude, the drive has already gone halfway through the 4th quarter, and they finally score a touchdown, but a heck of a long drive, and you need this 2-point conversion, and you're not going to get it, as it's still a 10-point game. You just took half the 4th quarter just to still be down 2 scores, and Moon is going to deliver for a 1st down here. He's having a great game. He's doing his thing. I mean, not only is he the best runner of all the quarterbacks in this video, he might be among the best throwers as well, which is terrifying. As Moon, under pressure, gets it out. You ever watch a quarterback sometimes and you're like, man, this dude's just a little bit different? And I think Moon does fall into that category as he's a little bit different. As they get the 1st down there and they run the rest of the clock out, Moon, 85 completion percentage, 3 touchdowns. Didn't even need to run the ball much. Ole Miss to the national championship to take on the number 3 seed TCU, 14-1. And Ole Miss right now up 28 to now 17 after a field goal here. And Moon has just got to close the deal here to cap off what would be, I think, undoubtedly the best season of the video. And, you know, we're nearing the end here, so I mean, what a time to have it happen. I mean, that's just another phenomenal throw by Moon. This dude is unreal. Got a completion on the slant, 9 more yards. As a man in motion, Moon got another slant route. Got him completed. He's quick. He's decisive. He doesn't try to use his legs a little too much. Like you would imagine with that level of speed, he'd be running all around. He doesn't. I mean, we've watched so many quarterbacks at Ole Miss, and like look at him compared to Titus, compared to Sherry, compared to there's another guy. There's like another guy or two. Like Ole Miss has had like a million quarterbacks, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they've had like 5 of the quarterbacks in this video. 4th and inches. They're going for it. It's a play action, and Moon throwing on the run. Oh my God! Touchdown, legend Moon. This dude is unbelievable. Legitimately insane. Like, dude, who makes a throw like that? Up by a bunch. And they're going to win this national championship, barring a miracle from TCU. Are you kidding me, man? Like, this is one of the best performing quarterbacks. Like, I say that a lot, like, when we get, like, a player that, like, plays well in sim. Like, he's one of the best playing quarterbacks on the field that I have ever seen. This dude's insane. 4th down stop. And take a look at the season that Legend Moon has. 4,500 yards, 71 completion percentage, 34 touchdowns, 3 picks, 1,200 rushing yards, 15 rushing touchdowns. He had over 5,000 yards and close to 50 touchdowns, completing the highest percent of passes any quarterback's completed all video. And Madrino runs out of time, gets drafted. Moon goes in the 1st round. Ben Shaw declares he goes in the 1st round. I mean, I'm almost disappointed, but like Moon obviously did not need to stay in college any longer. So all we have is Joshua Ventura. He becomes a starter. He took a big overall lead, made it to a bowl game, got blown out, and considering he's the last quarterback, he ends up just declaring as a sophomore and goes in the 2nd round. So very quickly, well, we're out of quarterbacks. So you can see Miami University made back-to-back national championships and won one of them. They actually won a national championship and made 2. Like, my goodness, man. You can see all the results here. So now we get into the section of the video where I give you all the stats, all the info, all the data that were related to all these 25 quarterbacks, what they accomplish, their rating progression, and everything else. So how we usually do this, again, for the new people here, is I give you a variety of info and stats, and I track a lot of stuff. I tracked even more stuff this time around to make sure I can give you all the info that you'll want to see, and we'll also crown kind of like the best of the best. So let's start off with where these quarterbacks came from. Location. We got some updated graphics here, so it's important to know where these quarterbacks come from. Well, you can see here is we got the map pulled up. 4 from Texas, 4 from California, those being the 2 most populated areas, 3 from Georgia, 2 Alabama, North Carolina, and Florida, and then all coming in with 1 apiece: Louisiana, New York, Michigan, Connecticut, Washington, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Indiana. So, I mean, I think if you were to put in guesses here, you know, it's usual suspects: Texas, California, Florida getting 2, North Carolina getting 2. When, you know, you got a couple of surprises, though. Connecticut and New Mexico getting 1, I think, is the maybe surprising thing there. When it came to their scouting results, well, we actually had more busts than we had gems. 5 of them were busts, but I've always said just because a player's a bust doesn't mean you have to, like, take them off your board or whatever. Like, a bust can still be really good. It's just a matter of if they can have the right development. Now, the thing relating to development that I thought was really interesting: none. Not a single normal development player. Every single one had at least impact, and even then, only 7 had impact compared to the 14 that had star and 4 that had elite. So, you know, 18 out of 25 were star or elite, and none were normal. So, you know, again, 25 is a decent sample size. It's not the definitive end-all, be-all, so you can take the info however you want to, but this is basically the amount of quarterbacks that you see in an entire Dynasty save file, which is a pretty decent sample size. The fact that none of them are normal means, you know, if this is anything to go off of, if you get a #1 rated quarterback that is a normal, I guess you're just really unlucky then. They were really good development-wise. But you can have nice ratings. It doesn't matter if you don't actually capitalize on the ratings and on the developments. Well, how did these quarterbacks end up progressing throughout their careers? I think one thing you're definitely going to notice, and one thing that's been very clear in this game, the rating scale is just a little bit lower. You know, the 96s that you would see last year, those are more like 92, 93s, and the ratings are just down across the board, which I'm not mad at. You know, like, obviously big number equal good, but I'm okay if relative to position that the numbers we're still getting good results here. That's what I care about, relative to position. 92 and 93 overall is among the best quarterbacks you're going to get once you get deep into Dynasty mode. So on average, you're getting roughly about a 77 overall, and the year one jump, like going from about just shy of 77 to 79, it's not a substantial jump. You get the bigger jump in year 3, where that's like you're near +4, and you know, for year 4, year 5, getting to the mid to high 80s. Again, remember where these players were getting drafted based on their overalls. An 88 overall was basically like a 2nd round pick. So, you know, if you say at best it's a 2nd, maybe like more like a 3rd or a 4th rounder is like an 87 overall type of player, you know, most of those players are going to be draftable then, and you get to the 90 pluses. 90 plus is where those first rounders typically are. So it should be no surprise that the biggest single individual jumps were not as high as they were in years previous. 7 overalls from Legend Moon was the biggest jump. Biggest career jump was a +16, 76 to 92. And the lowest career jump, we had a 78 to 83, just getting a +5. So a +16 for the whole career is still pretty decent. As you move on to where they were drafted, a lot of draft success. I felt like last year when we did these videos, it was like a lot of like all or nothing. Either you were a top pick or you were like a stinker undrafted. This feels a little bit better, other than the fact that quarterbacks don't get drafted in day 2 as often. It's either you're a first rounder, and then you get your exceptions, but it's either you're a first rounder or you fall for a lot of quarterback prospects. First round was the most populated one, 8. Second round, 5. Third round, 2. Fourth round, 4. Fifth round, 2. No 6th rounders and a 7th rounder. I still feel like that's a little low. Like, if you kind of flame out as a talented prospect quarterback, you still get guys like Quinn Ewers, who they'll pick them just because, you know, they have arm talent and they have hypothetical upside. They won't really get picked as high, but only 3 going undrafted is pretty good. Like, that's a really good ratio. That 22 of the 25 are getting selected in the NFL draft. I don't know if that's an anomaly, if that's kind of what we can come to expect this year. Another interesting section, I think, is the type of ratings you're going to see on average from these players. So archetype-wise, 11 of them were dual threats. That was the most. 8 pocket passers, 6 backfield creators. So no pure runners, of course. That was kind of a thing last year as well. You don't get pure runners that are at the top. But when it comes to the average ratings, and you could see in the parentheses, that's the highest and the lowest that we've seen. So I mean, we've seen as low as 87 throw power, but I felt like we've seen a lot of high throw powers. 96 and 95 popped up a couple of times, and every single accuracy, it looks like, barring, I guess, a generational prospect, the threshold is going to be the highest accuracy you will see is 91, which is still really good. 91 as a true freshman is pretty wild, but you know, considering that was the highest short, medium, and deep, I think that's pretty obviously going to be the threshold. Again, we'll see when a generational prospect pops up what that looks like, but throw on the run being at a high 87, you're obviously going to say like the highs are going to be the dual threats, and the pocket passers are going to be in the low end. But on the low end, pocket passers having like 70, throw on the run with like 73 speed. Even some of the pocket passers managed to break into like high 70s, low 80s speed at times. So, you know, you'll get some decent athletes there, but the speed, 93 from Legend Moon, was very clearly at the top, and he was just an unreal player. So, I mean, you get a player like him. I don't know if he would go down like as generational, but like he's a crazy player, man. Unreal player, and this year you do have some opportunities to hit some really nice accuracy ratings. And how about accomplishments? So Out of the 25 quarterbacks, 19 of them had a winning record as a starter, so that's a very high ratio there. Mostly everybody except for a few got the chance to start. Just about half of them made a playoff appearance. 7 of them won a playoff game. There was a lot of playoff success here. A couple of national titles appeared as well. 10 of them made a conference All-American. 4 Heisman Trophy winners. 10,000 career passing yards, 6 of them. 100 career passing touchdowns, 3 of them. And 30-plus career wins. Obviously, cumulative stats aren't the end-all, be-all because you're obviously looking at like the peaks and everything. But, I mean, 4 Heisman winners, 2 national champions as well, and a lot of guys who succeeded. Yeah, I think we had a lot of good success in this. So here's a new tab that I wanted to try on. You let me know what you think about this one. How about the best individual seasons? We're going to do the cumulative careers and everything, but some players, like a Legend Moon, didn't play a full career. He only played 1 year. His 1 year is better than anybody else's, though. I mean, just straight up, it just is. Alfonso Sherry had a 5,000-yard, 42 touchdown, 47 in total. I mean, unbelievable year, won a Heisman Trophy. Keyshawn Thomas, his Heisman season was also really good, over 40 touchdowns. I wanted to shout out Britton Beatty, who, you know, went 9-4, kind of got let down a little bit despite having over 5,000 yards. His season's in line with these other guys who won Heismans. And TJ Matty, the completion percentage was lower, but 44 touchdowns, 4,000 yards was also really impressive. But these were the, in my opinion, I guess, best individual single season performances. Which brings us to the end and the best of the best, and Ole Miss is really on top here. 3 quarterbacks involved. Titus Davis won a national championship. His stats aren't anything unbelievable, but the fact that he didn't turn the ball over very much, had a decent amount of rushing production, won a national championship, won a lot at a high level, he gets the shout there. Legend Moon, I don't care if it's 1 season, that dude is busted. That dude is a unreal player, definitely the best player of the video. Keyshawn Thomas won a Heisman Trophy, went 34-9, had 2 playoff victories. Kyrie Towns was a 4-year starter from day 1 at Georgia as a true freshman, won 49 games, 3 in the playoffs, had 14,000 yards. And Alfonso Sherry had that Heisman winning year as well, had over 100 touchdowns, 39-6, only lost 6 games, but yeah, two of those losses were to one very specific team that haunted him. But I hope you guys all enjoyed. Let me know what you thought. I wanted to try to make the video even better than I did last year, format it a little bit better with the playoff appearances being the priority, make better graphics, kind of move things along and not waste your guys' time. I know it's a long video, but I try not to waste your guys' time and put a bunch of filler in there. So let me know what you all thought. If you're new here, I hope you enjoyed. If you're still here from last year, I'm happy you're here. Like, comment, and subscribe, as all the support is much appreciated for the 30-plus hours these videos take. And I will see you guys all in the next one.